If be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Steers on the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motive. No proof, like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side fly. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, cute as could be. You can watch it on YouTube with video for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Look at you with your Michigan gear on. You're more fired up for Big Ten Media Week than I am.
No, not really. It would have been cool to talk to. Keep in mind, there's a lot of coaches that were on staffs on teams I played with.
Oh, I would just think you'd want to go just to Peacock. That would just be it. But also, it is in Indianapolis.
Yeah, but keep in mind, let's see, Kurt Ferentz.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to speak to Shamar Moore.
Well, you're going to be there talking to him. I'm just not going to be there talking to him. I'll get him on. I'll be like, hey, I know Leroy. And I'll get him over to the table.
Ask Kurt Ferentz.
All right.
So we can catch up. Shamar Moore. I think it's
The
think about
actor?
this. He's the first black coach to ever coach at Ohio State or Michigan.
Really?
Ever. Like it just kind of
crazy.
Right. Exactly. They've had black athletic directors, but not coaches.
Well, I mean, the world was shook this weekend, where you had an unexpected step down, and that, of course, is Shaq Barrett stepping down from the Miami Dolphins in the week of training camp. Was not expecting that. What do we do? What do we do? Chop Robinson. You're no swimmies, buddy. Right into the deep end.
Nah.
Let me
You
tell
know
you
what this is? This is like when you break up with your girlfriend and then, for like 3 months because her birthday's about to come, and then you get back with her. Get back Emmanuel Ogbah.
I didn't even know. I was like, oh, everybody was saying Emmanuel Ogbah. I'm like, nobody picked him up?
Nobody picked him up.
He was just sitting here.
Or he waited.
Or yeah, maybe he waited. I don't know.
Like it gets to a certain period of time where you wait.
Yeah, they're apparently working him out today and Yannick Ngakoue. So
I saw some tryouts last night.
Oh yeah. Leroy he's so bad, dude. Like, you guys think it's bad, like having. I was show the text. No, don't say the text. I don't want you to spoil the show, but like.
So here, last night, because I got excited at the end of the show last week. They were saying, as long as you have Targaryen blood, you could ride a dragon. So they were going down, the list. It's just a little piece of blood because we got dragons. We don't have riders.
It turns out,
so I'm like, dragon tryouts. It's like dragon hard knocks, right?
The dragon combine.
I go, I'm in, right? First day of the dragon, the first day of the draft, a dragon.
But he's texting this like live as it's happening. And by the way, I'm not watching Vlad. Like he's spoiling it.
Oh, he's spoiling it
because I was watching the Love Island finale.
Hey, and so then I said first round bust. He got it.
Oh, somebody.
As soon as he sent Dragon Hard Knocks, I took my phone, I tossed it to the back of the room because I knew he was going to be on with his comments.
You're upset that Leroy had some silly sauce?
No, I'm not upset. Well, I'm upset because he thinks I'm watching House of the Dragon exactly when he is. My plan was to watch it after the Love Island finale, which, by the way, they dragged out. I mean, that did not have to be 2 hours. We all knew it was going to be Odell's brother who won. But, which, by the way, congratulations to Odell Beckham and Serena for winning Love Island 2024.
Oh, really?
But
wait, that was Odell's brother?
Yeah, he made an appearance on the second to last episode.
Wow, Beckham's really had a big weekend this year.
Beckham's had a big week. Yeah, he Skyped in. I guess I don't know he Skypes anymore. He zoomed in to meet. And he's like, you guys are coming to a Dolphins game. He even shouted out the Dolphins.
Oh, gave the Dolphins a shout out?
Gave the Dolphins a shout out.
Nice.
So, but like Leroy's texting, And I'm like, this damn Love Island finale just won't end.
Hey, dude.
You were excited.
And Tobin said the perfect thing. Whenever somebody is too enthusiastic about doing something serious, it never goes well.
Nah.
Because everybody around this dude is like all nervous, right? And he's like, it would be my honor.
Oh yeah,
And
he was too fried. He was too excited.
He was way too
Yeah,
excited,
too much.
right?
When you're too gun-ho about a
Dude,
situation.
the dragon's head was big as this room.
Jeez.
And he started inching up. Bro, look.
I like how
He's-
JFig
And look,
is.
everybody else got sticks. Everybody else got sticks, and they're saying, calm down in Targaryen.
Heal.
Yeah,
Heal.
right. He's like this. And he's saying a little saying.
That dragon had a cool name too, right? Because it
Yeah.
was it like Smoke Rider or something
I
like
don't know,
that?
but-
Sea Smoke?
Sea Smoke or
Sea
something like
Smoke, yeah, because they
Right.
they usually have weird names like
Yeah. Well, Targaryen
Rumpelstiltskin
name.
or something like that.
But so then, right? All the people around him got sticks, and he just walking up to the dragon. He's like saying all the stuff, and the other people's like, "Hey," they looking around like they backing up with the sticks.
This ain't
The
gonna end
dragon
good.
walked up. They got about this far away, and then you could just see the fire.
That's something. Oh, by the way, I gotta say, JFig, which by the way, thanks for saying welcome back. Second of all, she's in the chat. All right, she's not here, which means we'll see her today at like 12:45. And she's like, "Don't say the winner of Love Island." I've literally been spoiling.
Just
I've
wait.
literally been spoiling Love Island every day on this show since I've been on this show since the season's been going on. I've given you every detail, JFig, and you want me to not say who the winner is? Which, by the way, most obvious winner, because the only couple that worked out besides Aaron and Kel'el, those idiots, they finally gave the heave ho to. Thank God. Sick of her crying. Take Aaron back, idiot. Anyway, headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We no trucks.
Yeah, so Dolphins training camp does open up this week.
Yep.
We got some reporting going on for the vets.
There's only one thing anybody cares about.
Tua's contract,
So
which I don't think is coming.
it's not.
You don't?
I don't.
Nah, I don't.
think so. Listen.
I
Nah,
don't.
It gets
Wait,
done,
here,
it
let's
gets done
think
by
of
You
it.
think
tomorrow
it's done
night.
today?
It gets done tomorrow night. I think. When do most quarterbacks? I mean, when do most
Nobody
coaches
waits
talk?
this long.
Wednesday? Have something. Come on, man.
Here.
You can't go into
My
camp.
my question is this: if you've waited this long, there is no difference in today or last week. So if it didn't get done last week, why would you have everybody in camp and have this still,
The only thing that gets it done, honestly, is if it's close or they're negotiating, is Mike McDaniel really going to them and saying, "Get this over the line. I don't want this to be a thing."
Yeah, there's no way
That's
Mike
it.
McDaniel's gonna want to
That's
have
it.
this.
But I don't know if he does that. I don't know. I don't know what his.
I think he's having conversations. Like, see, and I think a lot of the brass in Dolphins camp have the same problem with Tua that a lot of people have, and they don't realize that, what he does that separates him from other quarterbacks. Like the fact that he eats in the middle of the field is crazy. The fact that he gets rid of the ball so quick is crazy. The fact that he's that accurate is crazy, right? But for some reason, with a quarterback that does all of these things,
Mhm.
we only concentrate on the other stuff, right? Like, oh, haven't won a playoff game in 4 years. Now they tack those first 2 years on him, which is a joke,
Right.
right? And so you can go into any situation and find reasons to do things, and you can find reasons why you shouldn't do things. Right now, the Dolphins brass and whoever's deciding to pay him is going the other way, because every other quarterback that also hasn't had any type of success, right? Their team is throwing the Brinks truck at them and saying, that's our guy,
Sure.
right? Like, come on, think about this. They paid Daniel Jones 2 years ago $40 million.
Well, you know what? I was actually watching. I'm going to tell you a little
Oh,
surprise.
I saw snippets of it. Man, they really go. They really.
I got to tell you, off-season Hard Knocks,
Joe Shine.
really good.
Hey,
Really
That-
good. I watched the
that
first couple
GM got a
episodes.
potty mouth.
Let me tell you about that GM.
He got a potty mouth.
I don't trust him. That dude in the Saquon thing was like, he goes, so you come back, right? And Saquon just gives him the biggest damage is done. He goes, I told you what I wanted. And then that was basically like, he thought that was a yes. And I was like, oh, that's Saquon saying, see ya, when they let him hit free agency.
Right.
Because the guy's like, all right, we're going to let you hit free agency, but you're going to come back, right? Because he knows the owner really wants Saquon Barkley, doesn't want to lose him. Ends up losing to the Eagles. Idiot.
And especially they wanted to, and that's the other thing. They wanted to know so bad if he was who he was going to, and if it was a rival.
Yep.
Like that was gonna hurt. He knows that was gonna hurt.
And he like I could hear it immediately in Saquon's tone when he's on the phone with him. He goes, GM goes, so you'll circle back, right? He goes, it was just damage is done, my friend. He goes, I told you what I wanted.
Right.
Click.
But that's again like now and I promise you the story he's telling the owner who really wanted Saquon is not that conversation right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing is like the next episode, which is where I left off, but it was like, I'm sure this ends up being the episode that he leaves, but you could hear the owners like, he's like, don't worry, they say they're going to circle back, sir. They're going to circle back. I'm like, what? That's not what I took.
Wait, is there it? I'm telling you what. That guy, like,
who?
Because once they find out that was not accurate, and they played a conversation.
Yeah, can't imagine.
Hey, come here.
Can't
wait.
imagine.
Here's how I was gonna go. Come here.
What about when Saquon?
That's not what circling back. He never said he was circling back.
What happens when Saquon runs for 450 yards in 2 games?
That's gonna be bad.
Against the Giants.
That's gonna.
And you got Daniel Jones.
And then you got Daniel.
But here's the thing, and I'll circle this back to Tua a little bit, right? Saquon Barkley, right? Forget that he plays running back, and forget all of the nonsense that they tried to say on why not to pay him. Remember that? I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what you have to understand. You just paid a quarterback $40 million, and the only guy who's going to help you save that is Saquon Barkley. That's it.
I know.
And I would say the same thing about Tua. Okay, if you don't like Tua, that's fine, right? If you don't think he's the guy, that's fine. But look at this offense. Look at how it operates, and tell me who else could you put into a spot to do and have the success that he's had
right now.
Because all these quarterbacks play differently.
Mm-hmm.
All these quarterbacks like to pat the ball. Nobody gets rid of the ball like that. So if you bring somebody else in, now you know what's going to happen. We're going to look at the offensive line and go, oh my goodness, they're not protecting the quarterback.
Sure.
But you had a quarterback that worked in that got rid of the ball quickly,
but nothing
and
is,
they didn't have to.
But nothing is going to change in this unless there's 2 things. It's either going to it has to come from the pressure of the coach because that's his system and that's the guy that he wants, or Tua's got to hold out. Like that's it. Like there's nothing. As soon as Tua practices his first practice with the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins' pressure's off. Like it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Like all once he's in, and I really don't think Tua would do it. But once he's in camp and once he's practicing, all that's left is just press conferences. That's it. And then Tua's going to do this. He'll address it once and then be like, I want to move on to the season. Because that's what always happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's what always happens.
Right.
And that's, I think, what the Dolphins are betting on as far as like Chris Greer, Stephen Ross.
My question
that's what they're all betting on is because Tua is usually the good soldier. He usually is the guy who's kept it up good PC.
Here's what happens. And I learned this the hard way too. Right? The teams take care of the loudmouth, but the company guy they run over.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because look at Christian Wilkins, team guy, toed the line and all that. He's no longer here. Now you look at Tua, team guy, it'll get taken care of. I'm not worried about it. Blah, 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 blah. Hasn't gotten taken care of. But if you look in the past, all the guys that made a stink, right, got their money.
Usually.
So,
yeah.
Dear NFL, make up your damn mind. Because all the guys who are considered malcontents, loudmouths, squeaky wheels, all All those guys you take care of, and the guys who toe the company line, you dismiss.
We'll take a break here on the program. Lots to get to here on a Monday. Lots of silly sauce to dive into. We got a championship game tonight too.
Stop.
Why?
Stop.
Stop
Hey,
what?
Stop.
Why?
I don't want. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I've been waiting to talk to you. I'm so happy I worked this.
That's fine.
Because you're not gonna do this. Because if it was any other team,
Oh yeah.
you would
If that
rip them.
wait,
I'm
you
not-
would.
I mean,
What
like,
if it was like
if
the
other
Knicks?
teams could have the greatest talent assembled in the summer,
no, I am.
maybe that's one thing.
Stop it, Tobin.
What?
Don't do it because
Leroy.
I will side with Leroy on this.
You can decide how you want. We will, but we are gonna die. It's a championship night.
Oh my God!
All right, we are riding high off of a
I'm
Stanley
telling you
Cup
right now.
championship,
I'm telling you right now.
and tonight
I'm
is the
telling you
Vegas
right now.
Summer League title game.
I'm telling you right now. And our first day doing the show together in a while, I will fight you
Why?
over breaking down
Why?
Summer League championship.
I swear,
I
swear, if you do this,
Are you bleeping kidding me?
I'm gonna lose all respect for you.
We had a breakout game from Pelle Larsson yesterday.
Pella. That's like if you told me Pelle Larsson was a hot bikini model walking down the street.
He kind of sounds like a hot bikini model. He's got that Swedish, some great hair,
But Pella, I never knew
I don't
Pella
know.
was a guy name.
Well, it's also it's reads Pelé, which is weird too.
What?
Like no one's gonna say his name right. It's Pelle, but it's Pella.
And you don't even use the first part.
Well,
Reads.
Hmm?
Reads? Oh, it reads.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying
you're right.
I thought it was Reed's Pella, and then you
-1.
middle name. I don't know about these. Like you.
Take a break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live from
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. It is good to be back from vacation. Vlad is in the next few days.
Sounds like you vacationed your ass off.
I had a great time, man. I had a great time.
Did you go swimming with some fish?
There wasn't as many as I thought. Now, one lady did freak me out. She said she saw a shark the first day we got there. Went to DR, me and the wife, and I didn't see any. Yeah, it was a great time, man. I mean, like, obviously, my wife, what a hell of a year she's had. You know, my wife kicked cancer's ass, and to see her like have that much fun, getting to just, you know, relax, you know, enjoy, bask in a nice vacation like that was really, really fun. But dude, there was a weird thing there where, like, the first couple days in the DR, man, weather couldn't have been more perfect. Island breeze, not humid. And then the next 2 days,
Rain?
No, just like more humid than it even is here. And something was going on with our hotel room, Vlad, where like the humidity couldn't leave the room, and it was like the AC.
Oh, it was
like moisture in the room,
condensation, right? Yeah.
And so I don't know. Like, there was one day I just got this thing in the throat, and you know, everybody you get sick on a vacation. You're in, you're out. But I feel fine now. It's like that post-sick remnants after like 24 hours. But I was we had the best time, dude. Best time. Not too many fish though. Not like Peanut Island. Not like.
Did you go snorkeling or anything?
Just like my own little like bootleg.
Tobin's
threw my goggles on and just kind of like perused around the perimeter. The only place I found it was under the pavilion, like that kind. They turned that into a little coral reef. Those fish, but they weren't that pretty.
Leroy, Tobin's tanned.
Mm-hmm. I was in the sun like crazy. I gotta tell you one thing though. We did this like jungle theme park place, and oh my god, too much walking.
Oh,
walking,
dude. I mean, we walked through some caves with some bats, and that was a terrible idea.
And I think, like, you find that fun?
I didn't know what I was in for. I thought it was gonna be fun. It's
not an intangible thing. It's a couple thing. Was that a wife suggested idea?
It was co-decision. I was into it because there was a couple things we wanted to do. Like, you could do some cave swimming in there too, not the bat one, but there was multiple caves, and that was really great because it was very refreshing. Cold water after like walking through this damn jungle. But we went through the one where there was bats, and you could just hear the bats. They were just, and then my tour guide, first of all, he just, you know, very good English for his second language.
You know, they're not all from there, are they?
No, he was from there. He was from DR, but he just kept humming through the caves. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. I'm like, that's not helping right now with all the bats. He goes, all right, everybody, who wants to see a spider? And you know, and listen, we know JFig, she hates spiders. I don't mind spiders that much, but I know if he's very giddy about it,
then it's about the size of your hand,
and you could just see like just the start of the. I'm like, I'm no.
It was a huge spider.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's not like the little spiders you
wingspan, dude.
Yeah, the wingspan. It's not like the spiders I find in my pool.
No.
Oh, but I hate sometimes I get a big spider and you smash them, and then a whole bunch of baby spiders come out. Yeah, but that still don't bother me. But I don't even think I would have been scared by the big spider.
Caves are creepy, dude.
Caves are creepy. I'm not a cave guy. I'm not no. Like, you know what? You know why it's in the cave? I live out here, and whatever y'all got going on in this cave, I don't care.
Yeah. I was not about.
So now you're done with that, right?
Yeah, I was done with that. I didn't. But it was a great. It was
somebody
a great
said cave spiders, they have like claws at the end of their.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is
how they got to climb up and down.
This guy had the lone flashlight.
Wait! Hold up. So how many people were in there with the tour guide?
It was me, my wife. There was a family of 4, another couple, and then there was like a like a 7 group
Okay.
camp
So
or something like that.
say 20 people.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're telling me
Mhm.
that how many black people?
2.
Right. Okay.
Besides the guide, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And you're telling me that all 20 of y'all went into a dark cave
Mhm.
with only one person having a flashlight?
He didn't make it seem like a
You're
big deal.
asking for it.
I know. I didn't know how deep the cave was going to be.
Hey, I got a checklist before I go anywhere into a dark place with a tour guide. I'm like,
In
hey,
a country that
wait,
in
do we
an
get one of
island
them
that
hats
I'm
with
not
the light
very
on it?
familiar
I
with.
was expecting a miner hat. Yes.
Yes!
And they did not give me that.
So, first of all, you're walking in the dark.
A miner hat.
This dude is whistling horror songs, and he got one flashlight. One flashlight.
What happened if he lost that flashlight?
You know what?
I don't know.
You know what's funny?
It's
That's how
intangible.
intangibles get
That's
their heads
intan-
chopped off in horror movies.
Mhm.
Right there.
Mhm.
That's the
Curiosity.
beginning of a horror movie.
Curiosity always gets you.
I would have been very mad. I would have been very mad if it would have.
Soon as the spider starts going, the 2 black people out. Like, oh no, I ain't got no flashlight and I can't see what's coming.
The minute what were you in a boat?
No,
We're
on
walking.
foot.
I mean, you walking? Oh my god! The minute y'all started walking near the cave, we out. We going back the other way.
I'm start checking. Do I have a weapon?
Well, the thing,
do I have?
this
do
was
I
the
have
thing
something
though.
to
Like
protect
every
do I have a light?
in this little theme park jungle that they have, everything that you have to walk to is at least like half a mile away.
And it's a jungle, bro. That means there's
I
animals.
know.
What about
we doing?
the predators that already live there?
I don't know.
That's what I'm
You might
saying.
See some spiders.
You want some
What
monkey
about
to
the
throw
crap
monkey
that's
crap
in the
at
I
you?
think they keep all of them out.
No, really?
I don't know.
Out of the woods?
I saw a lot of bat signs.
Bats
Signs.
Yeah.
of bats.
Well,
And you were like, ooh, I can't wait to see the bats.
I mean, I didn't see any bats. I could just hear them.
Hey, bro.
That's worse.
Okay.
That's worse. Because you ain't have no light.
It's very scary.
Dude.
And then the guy just kept making jokes, the tour guide. And he
Did
goes,
you at least have some drink with you?
you mean like water?
No.
No.
Well,
What,
clearly
you want me to get roasty toasted on an adventure?
You won't be scared.
that's how you die.
No, that's
The guy goes, he's like, now this, he's like, this cave, what are they, stalactites, stalagmites? He didn't call it that. He's like, this cave rock, you can see it has been formed into the Virgin Mary.
Wait,
I was
what?
I was like, oh. And
Very
so I look at it and I'm like, does kind of look like the Virgin Mary holding baby Jesus. And he goes, and this one is a middle finger. I was like, oh, cave has both ends.
He's got a bit. He's got a bit.
He's got a
Dr.
bit.
Tobin
a
said,
bit.
you don't guzzle booze in the jungle. I need something to get my nerves down. When you got me walking into a dark cave with no flashlight, no weapon.
Oh my God. All right, we'll take a break. We got some NFL news that is quite interesting in the Dolphins QB conundrum, as we do have a QB holdout at an NFL training camp. Tell you about it next. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, Misfits Boxing is coming to the James L. Knight Center on August 10th, and we're giving you a chance to win your way in.
Is that like all the people in the
Social media boxing.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are
no.
kind
I
of-
would just say Misfits. I thought it was talking about the toys
Oh,
on the island. They just had they got a fight card coming out before Christmas
a
time.
lot of influencer boxing. People are very into this. So watch Jake Paul this week obliterate Mike Perry.
My God.
I gotta tell you, that was one of the biggest ass kicking Jake Paul has ever.
But
dished
my
out.
question is, are these guys not training?
They're not boxers like him. He's really a legit. I don't want to say he's a legit boxer.
He's a legit boxer in comparison to them. We've seen him take on a legit boxer, and he got outboxed.
Right,
But when you're taking on basically street brawlers, is what he's doing,
Right.
and he's outweighing them by like a good 50 pounds.
Right.
I didn't realize how big this dude is.
Oh, dude, he's juiced to the gills.
He's definitely on
Yeah.
FGH.
Oh yeah. You can tell, like he's already like balding under here. Like he's just but everybody knows. But like I don't really feel bad for Mike Perry. Like he knows what the deal is. And he went in there. I gotta be honest with you, lesser men probably would have gone down to that first round. He got knocked down like twice, and he had the stanky leg. Like he was and I got and like still was walking forward, no form, and gave Jake Paul a couple of shots that I was like, oh man, he's back in this puppy, but he has no defense and basically was on a silver platter. Anyway, if you guys are into that, Misfits Boxing, it is coming to the James L. Knight Center. The event features the highly anticipated match between FaZe Temper and Josh Bruckner. So keep listening to our show. You guys can win your way in. I might go to that event. It should be fun. I like these types of things. I like hijinks.
Oh,
This
is
not like
definitely-
those. Wait. Tell them about the swinging.
Vlad, we got to get into some NFL news,
Yeah.
but Vlad, so like the first thing that we did when we got to this park
Mhm.
was we went to the cave jump where you get to jump into some cold water, like a 10-foot jump. It was really nice.
Okay.
But on the way to the wall, everything was a hike to get to every little station.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways you had to get there was this wooden bridge in a jungle,
Uh-oh.
and it went over like a road. It was pretty high. And so we're walking, my wife, we're behind, and then all of a sudden, we're walking, we're like halfway through the bridge, and then all of a sudden goes, some guy behind me is going, swingy swing. I'm like, hey, not fun.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
Nah, I would have. Nah, he's got. Nah, you know what? He's got to give me 5 minutes once he crossed that bridge. He's got to give me 5 minutes.
See, that's why you can't do stuff with intangibles.
No,
because everybody want to play.
Ridiculous, dude.
That's not how you play. You don't play with people. You're on a bridge. Don't play with people's fears.
All right, so let's get to this. NFL news. Jordan Love holding out.
Oh, really?
And wait a minute. If I may, Jordan Love has literally been playing quarterback for 12 seconds.
For 16 games. Well, no,
right.
18 games.
Jordan Love,
after sitting for 4 years.
Jordan Love has informed the Packers that he will not practice until they get a deal done.
But he'll be in camp.
Their new GM has their GM has announced today. He said to reporters he thinks they're close to an extension with Jordan Love. But on Saturday night, Love's representatives informed the Packers that he won't practice until something gets done. Says he understands it. Love is here and in meetings, but he will not practice.
So he's pulling a Christian Wilkins.
So
from last year.
Tua should not show up. He shouldn't even go to meetings.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, if he wants to get it done, I'm sorry. Like I know,
but it's
not going to buy him.
It has to be your makeup, though.
I understand.
It has to be who you are.
But
if you want to get a deal done,
man.
you got to be the bad guy.
Leroy,
it's not going to buy him anything. Fans will turn on him.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, if Tua wants to get paid, he has to be somebody he is not. I'm telling you, I know this.
It's all right to go dark, turn to the dark side.
I know this. I understand it. And this is the doing of NFL teams. Because you say you want a company guy, but the company guy always gets ran over. It's the loudmouth. It's the malcontent. It's the putting it out there It's the getting rid of the team on social media. For some reason, these teams accommodate these players and not the guys who are company guys.
Well, he ain't
So until they fix that, everybody's going to take the path of the disgruntled, sit out, put your stuff out there player.
But here's the thing with Tua. Do the disgruntled thing. All you got to do is get your money, which you will, and then win games. Nobody's going to remember you being
Yeah,
disgruntled.
nobody's going to.
I understand. Right.
So that's
right.
what I'm saying.
No
but
Ravens fan.
it's-
Like, anybody could have had Lamar
Vlad,
Jackson
the
last year.
Vlad,
What did he do last year again? Yeah.
Vlad, for real.
I know,
No,
Leroy.
they don't.
It's not in his nature. I
It's
mean,
not
we
in his
know
nature.
we know
It's
it.
hard. It's hard to fake it. It's hard to be somebody you're not because the true you gonna come out. Right?
But he also did say, you know, when he had his whole market is the market speech, was, you know, it was good by him because like he's was honest and he was voicing his frustration, right? But he also said that it was hard for him to separate business and personal. And so if it is, then
you gotta do it even more so.
Then you got to be about it.
You got to be about it. It's just
you got to be about it. But I don't think. But I'm with you. I don't think that he is because look. I do think there is an appreciation Tua has for Mike McDaniel because he does feel like, and he's been, you know, this whole story has been very vocalized before about, you know, the saving of his career and the confidence and all that stuff. And I do think that, you know, Mike McDaniel gets a lot of credit for that too. But I think there's part of Tua that I don't know if he's going to pull a Jordan Love because of the affection he has for the coach. And that is going to lead to him not getting a deal. I'm telling you. If I was his agent, I'd be like, dude, we got to do the same thing. But honestly, I'd do it even more hardcore. I wouldn't even show up to meetings.
But gentlemen, the number one position in that sport is the quarterback.
Especially on this team.
And we saw last season what happens when you don't have that guy under center. So really, Tua and Jordan Love really got these teams, I think, boxed in because they don't have a adequate backup. Sorry, Mikey Blanco, and I don't know even who Green Bay's backup is. But
who is their backup?
I don't know, but nobody wants to see Mike White taking snaps in preseason. In preseason, yes, but if you start to think that
nobody wants your practices running with him, you know, like nobody wants your offense. You got new receivers, Odell Beckham Jr. You got all these new toys that you want to run. And Mike McDaniel is always talking about he wants to, you know, get these things. And look, Tua showed up to the mini camps. He showed up to everything. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to be at camp. And I think that he's going to practice. But if I was his agent, I'd tell him not to.
I think his teammates will tell him not to. Because here's the other thing.
You think
everybody understands. Here's the thing about teammates. Like, they ain't going to have no ill will towards him.
You know who they should do? You know who should do it together, honestly?
What?
Him and Cheetah should do it together.
No, I don't.
No, because
listen,
co-hold out.
Wait, but this is his first contract.
This is what
they're in different places.
Cheetah wants a new deal though. He's been vocal about it.
And that's what Leroy is talking about. The guy who's going to make the most noise is the one who's going to get paid. And when he's talking about that, it's the type of thing where, okay, say Tua does get paid, right? Then Tyreek's going to want his contract because he's going to look at Waddle getting paid and he's going to see at Tua
he's
getting
been on the record. He did an ESPN press tour saying, I want a new deal.
Oh, he's dropping little nuggets.
Yes, hold on. Think about this. Tua wanting to get a contract is a lot different than Tyreek wanting to get a contract, just based where they are in careers, right? So if Tyreek were to say, I'm holding out unless I get a new contract, before Tua gets his money, that's why timing is everything, then that comes across a whole different way to your teammates, right? Because you know that dude, your quarterback hadn't gotten paid. And so that's why you got to be careful with
but he has said publicly too that Tua should get paid and should have been paid, I believe.
Right, yes. But again, right. So
co-holdouts.
Oh, you know what would be great? If the Dallas Cowboys and Miami Dolphins superstars just did a tandem holdout.
Yeah, like have a holdout camp.
Just have a holdout camp.
If they did a holdout camp in Dallas, I don't know what Dallas is doing. Dallas ain't paid none of their guys.
What do you think is going to happen down here if Tua and Tyreek both decided to hold out? That's not an offense that Mike McDaniel was envisioning.
with Mikey Blanco and
with Mikey
Waddle.
Blanco and Waddle and Odell, who needs to learn the offense.
Telling you, man. Well, look, it's again, I'm still very skeptical that Tua was going to do it. And I don't want to do one of these, even showing up to the facility and being in meetings. I'm like, nah. If they're truly far apart, and that was what the latest report from ESPN this week was, not close. All right, make it close. Make them make it want to be close.
But let me ask you this: if you're management, do you really want to portray or display this type of relationship with your players? Because you let Christian go, you drafted him, he did everything you asked him to do. This is the thing that's
interesting. Yeah,
and then this is your franchise quarterback that, remember, tank for Tua. You got to factor all that in, and then.
But you also have to factor in, Vlad, that the owner has already gone after multiple quarterbacks when he's drafted him too. Like he went at he snooped around Tom Brady. They got slapped for tampering with Tom Brady. They went after Deshaun Watson, or they inquired about going after Deshaun Watson before, or while all the stuff was going on, and he goes to Cleveland. Like, they've already shown some shakiness of faith with Tua. This was always their plan. This was their plan A, but then very quickly became their plan B. Tua and Mike McDaniel working out was kind of their Hail Mary after getting busted with the Tom Brady thing.
But Mike McDaniel said he wanted Tua.
Yes,
and Mike McDaniel has won in his first 2 years as Tua Tagovailoa as your quarterback.
It's a tough spot for him, though, too, for Mike McDaniel, because here's how you got to think about it, right? Like, you're Mike McDaniel, and he's been very publicly appreciative of the Miami Dolphins. He doesn't have that much, gravitas. As great. He doesn't.
I don't know, bro.
Dude,
no,
he's made. Hold on. He's made the playoffs back-to-back years.
Okay.
That's true. But he's got a very, very expensive roster. Okay. And nobody else interviewed this guy. There is going to be a professional appreciation he has for ownership there.
Isn't most of the money on defense?
What's that?
Isn't most of the money on
that
defense?
money's on offense now. It's fact.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Odell Beckham,
Austin Jackson,
Teron Armstead.
Yeah.
But either way, Leroy, my bigger point is Mike McDaniel, year 3 of your coaching career. Do you really think he's got the nuts to drop on the table to Stephen Ross when you're the only team that you're the only team that interviewed me for a head coach? I got the head coaching job with you. Do you really think he's at the point in his career with no playoff wins yet that he's going to go up to Stephen Ross and be like, "Hey, man, I don't know."
Can I answer
So,
that?
question. At what point, if it's about winning, can he demand the things to win?
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? Because while we see it's amazing. Here's what we're doing now. His first 2 years as a head coach, he's made the playoffs. Right? Now, when was the last time back-to-back playoffs happened in Miami? 20 years.
Jimmy, or maybe wants that?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
20 years. Plus. And if he were to go and say, "Hey, I need this to win," who are you going to believe more? Him, who first 2 years in the league has won? Like, why all of a sudden we acting like Mike McDaniel ain't doing nothing? Because it's not that easy to take over a team and go to the playoffs.
That's an interesting thing, though, because this is where it goes to with Mike McDaniel and in his trust tree and his honest tree. Does he feel like Tua is that dude? Because I think he's already shown that he believes in him, that there's talent there, but it's a different thing. Because here's the gamble with that, Leroy. If you go to ownership and you do make a stink and they do pay Tua,
and he don't.
But then you have a Daniel Jones situation. Now your job's on the line.
But you're tied in. But here's the thing to answer that:
you tied into Tua regardless,
right? Dayball knew what he was getting with Daniel Jones, and him and the general manager.
Listen, there's a difference in your coach saying, "I want this quarterback,"
right?
Which is what happened. We think has happened with Mike McDaniel, and what happened in New York when they say, "Here is your quarterback."
Yeah, but those guys came together with the Bills. Like there's a different tie. Chris Greer's been here for 20 plus years.
Yep.
Like that dude's Teflon. He's not gonna get fired.
But here's the thing. So to answer this about Greer, you said that with the ownership They wanted Brady. They wanted Deshaun Watson. And guess what? They were lucky that they didn't have to deal with either one of that. You didn't have to deal with that guaranteed money that Deshaun Watson was going to have. And Tom Brady, yes, he won the title with the Buccaneers, but
you'd be 10 times worse right now.
right. So therefore, sometimes the decisions you don't make are the best decisions. They got a quarterback for 2 years under this head coach. He's been impressive. He's led the league in passing yards. The offense is one of the top offenses in the league, and team players around the league have said they would love to play for the Miami Dolphins.
Right. And I think, honestly, look,
that's because of Mike McDaniel.
If the Dolphins can play off of, and that they really don't want to, they have their breaking point. They don't want to pay Tua, Trevor Lawrence money or whatever. We could debate whether it's right or wrong, but that's their philosophy as an organization.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably betting on the QB loves the coach and the QB have a great relationship.
So they taking advantage of a company guy, towing
they're
the
taking
company
advantage
line.
of a company guy. If that's what works out for the Dolphins, hey, we can all move on. Hey, congrats to the Dolphins for beating Tua on the negotiation. But if I was Tua's representation and I was his agent, I'd be like, dude, I'm sorry.
Can I just tell you how much I hate this, though?
You got to actually rock the boat to make this happen.
I hate this so much that you make it, we all talk about and coaches talk about when you come in. It's all about this team and playing for one another and stuff like that. And I think sometimes the organization backs you into a corner where you have to be selfish. And then they take that and twist it, right?
It will be.
And it's unfair. It's unfair that they're in this situation. Oh, boo-hoo, win a big game.
Schmeather.
Yeah. He should have already done it, right? He should already have a Super Bowl, right? Right? He should already have a Super Bowl. Right? Go look around the league. Who's won a big game? There's only one big game because you just keep moving the bar. Like, look at Dak Prescott, 13-3 every year. Hell, look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl 17 years ago, or however long ago. He's been 13-3, 14-2, 12-4, and had better teams than he's on right now, and hasn't done squat.
Not really,
but that's a fact.
But
that is a fact.
You know, you're right. You're right. But
so what? Okay, so what? So what is?
You get ring protection.
Huh?
There's ring protection.
You get ring protection.
Yeah, but
when
how
you
long
win a
ago
title,
was that?
It doesn't matter. It's ring protection.
It was 13 years ago.
It's
13 years ago.
But he's got ring protection.
Okay. We keep living off of that.
We'll take a quick break. Ring protection. Our holdout is next.
Text
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tagovailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get the headlines. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Dolphins training camp gets going this week. We get word.
When did the Jets start there, Vladdy?
Wednesday.
Okay. I know you will be on top of
Wednesday.
that.
He's excited. You excited, Vlad?
Absolutely.
See your boy Aaron Rodgers in action.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Football is in the air, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Oh, these last 2 weeks. Oof.
Ooh, you're
You're right there.
Tobin get me sick.
What?
Oh, man.
That's not cool, man. That's not true. Around me for 3 seconds.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. So the Dolphins will get going this week. Veterans report tomorrow, and then we'll see. We'll see what's going to go on with the whole drama. We did find out this week. Shaq Barrett, he announced his retirement from the NFL, so he's going to focus on family. So the Dolphins left with a hole at pass rusher. Should give him some more cap space, but they're probably going to welcome in Emmanuel Ogbah for a workout today and Yannick Ngakoue. Those are the multiple reports out there. So we'll see what they do.
Can you imagine Ogbah and Calais Campbell in the middle of your defense at the same time?
Two Giants.
Yes.
Yeah, but how many plays they're going to play together?
Huh?
How many plays they're going to play together?
They got to play until once the big the big dogs are back.
According to Omar, Calais Campbell only played 100 less plays than Christian Wilkins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a lot or not a lot?
That's a lot for a guy.
A game
his
is
age.
only 60 plays, so a game and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot for his
Which
age.
means Christian Wilkins probably play every play.
I mean, he's a monster.
Yeah, but
He is a monster. He's a giant.
He's a monster. He's like impenetrable.
It's a giant.
Calais Campbell might be the best thing they could have got in place of Christian Wilkins, but I just look at, you know what I hate? Here's the phrase I hate. Okay. Don't ever say to me, if you're an organization, that a guy sets the culture, right? And here's why. Because when it's time to pay that guy, you don't even think about that. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's not true, dude.
You
You should see.
Wait, it was Christian Wilkins not the biggest company guy and team player
You're not watching.
and organization? What?
You're not watching Heat Summer League. I mean, I'm telling you right now, the
Oh
culture
my
has been
God.
I'm
set.
talking about football.
We're talking about
okay.
football.
Well, you should see Josh Christopher though.
Hey, that ain't, listen,
No.
you know what? You can say, oh, he's a culture guy and he's this and he sets tone or whatever. That ain't going to stop you from getting sent to Sioux Falls.
We got. Listen.
Well,
Sioux Falls
stop.
is the
No.
lifeblood.
See, and like I have, and I was like, man, the thing I loved about football and the thing I loved my whole life playing football is that it's the only sport where you need that many guys on the same page to win. So when you have some success, it is an awesome thing to think that all these people from all these different backgrounds, from all these different nationalities could come together and you guys could have one purpose and go out and win a game. I thought that was the best thing about what I did as a pro, right? Then you have these teams that say this guy is all these things. But then when it's time to pay him, you talk about, oh, he didn't have enough sacks.
You know, it's interesting.
Right?
It
Like those other things don't matter.
reminds me of Love Island last night. You know,
Dude, and I knew it. Let me tell you, Vlad, I looked over there and he had a smirk on his face.
I knew he was
And
gonna
I
bring
knew
Love Island.
He was getting ready to break it with something stupid. Go.
So
it better tie in.
the worst character on this show by far was Kendall. I mean, just a big phony. You know, his energy, he's just too much. And he's with Nicole, right? And Nicole, I never really bought that she was into him that much. Like when they offer up the 100,000 at the end, I think she would have taken the 100,000 and left him at the old Love Island altar. But of course, they finished in 4th place out of the top 4 because nobody could stand them. But Kendall tried to go over the top. He already had his relationship, Leroy. He had it won in the bag. All he had to do was not be weird. And he went too far. And he tells her, known her for 4 weeks, I'm in love with you.
Oh, jeez.
And you know what she says back?
I'm not in love with you.
I have love for you. That's kind of like the Dolphins and Christian Wilkins.
Yes.
Where Christian Wilkins gives you everything that he's got. He gives you that love of football. And they're like, hey, Christian, we have love for you. We're not in love with you.
Point for Tobin.
It was a really awkward situation, too, because Kendall was melting on that island. He was like, pouring, dripping sweat.
Nasty.
You don't tell a woman you love her when
Not
you look
after
like that.
4 weeks.
No, you need
You're not looking like that.
You need air conditioning. Shout out, by the way, to Odell Beckham Jr.'s brother. He won.
Beckham's good weekend for them. He got $20 million from Nike last
Oh,
week.
that's right. Why did he sue them?
I guess he wasn't getting paid, compensated for, I guess, events that he might have gone to, whatever he was doing when he was signed with Nike.
How many gloves did he have to probably sell? Like, I feel like Odell Beckham.
After that one-handed catch?
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, the sneakers, he was also he had his own line.
Yeah, he is
OBJs.
cool. He is objectively cool. But anyway.
Hard to believe him and Jarvis Landry were on the same damn team.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
And they didn't win the title. A national title.
We also saw Odell Beckham Sr. on Love Island. But he only came in to tell Cordell, he goes, this Baker Mayfield still sucks. I don't care what Tyreek Hill says. What else we got? So the Heat defeat the Golden State Warriors in the Summer League semifinal, 102-99. The title game is tonight at 8 o'clock against the Memphis Grizzlies. Although Zach Edey not playing, I saw Irish.
He sprained his ankle.
He did?
Yes.
Wow. All right. Kel'el Ware, and we will not get that big time matchup then. He will just have to go dominate. That's tough. Sorry for Memphis, but they will go for that title tonight, 8 o'clock.
For that title.
What do you mean, dude? This team is. I love this team. I think I love this team more than the regular team.
Oh my God!
I love this team, dude.
I knew it.
Then you got Leroy, Josh Christopher.
Why?
we got Swedish Swish, Pella Larson. All right. We have Isaiah Stevens. You might as well tell me he's Isaiah Thomas. This is the greatest point guard I've ever seen in my life.
First round draft pick though.
Josh Christopher was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like after 5 years, he's finally coming into his own.
Hey, you're gonna blame on the Heat because they can
I
harbor the
didn't put-
talent.
I didn't
They
put.
can hone it in.
Is Kevin Knox Jr. on your team?
No, he's on the Warriors.
Oh, the Warriors.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a little embarrassing yesterday. He was dominating. He's 30.
Yeah, I'm like,
grow up, Peter Pan.
oh man.
Yeah,
It's
Kevin.
nasty work.
I know. Look what you guys did.
You
Look what
do
you guys
that.
did. You cast them off.
That's what Detroit would do to you.
There was this intangibles guy on the Warriors, super annoying. I forget what his name was, but he was like, they said he was a Northwestern lacrosse player, and he was getting into it with Josh Christopher, and I'm just like, oh. So he gets teed up, and they're like, oh, that doesn't come back to bite the Heat. Actually, it didn't, because he gave up a steal to seal the game. So nice job, intangibles. It's been a time.
People hearing our show for the first time is picking up on what intangibles are.
I'm telling you, dude. This team's got something to them. And where? I mean, it's just it is interesting with 7-footers, though. Like, I get why he gets the rap that he does. Like, oh, I don't know if he plays hard. But like then all of a sudden he'll have like these 2-and-1s, and you're just like, this guy's incredible. It's amazing. So exciting to have a 7-footer, Leroy. You were right. Should have done this a lot earlier. See Jaime come in those games. I was in the DR, so I only saw Twitter highlights.
Yeah.
But he like obliterated.
Oh, no, that
everybody.
first
He
game.
should, right?
That first
It
game.
I
was
mean, he should. He
embarrassing.
played 75 games.
Not only that,
in the NBA,
Killed
and
everybody.
he's going back to college.
not only that, look where he was prior to going to the Summer League games. He was practicing against the U.S. Olympic men's team. When you going against those legends, Of course you're gonna get better.
Yeah, what a time. Los
Yeah.
Wavy says Pat Spencer.
I'm
He was a
saying-
bum. That was the Intangibles guy's names.
Huh?
Pat Spencer.
Pat Spencer. That could go either.
Intangibles.
Pat Spencer. If he was black, they would call him Patrick, right? They wouldn't say Pat.
Yeah, it would be Patrick.
Yeah. So that could go either way. Spencer.
Oh, well.
It's not clearly. I mean, Hartenstein is black, so there you go. That blew me out of the water.
Yeah, not since Tyler Johnson.
But Tyler Johnson told us.
I know.
We didn't have no secret. That was his first word says. I'm mixed, right?
Okay.
That's
He just wanted to get that out of the way in the interview.
No, get it out of the way so that it's not act towards the end of the interview and everything gets a little awkward.
Yep. Somebody says they get rings. It's a legit title. I think they do get rings for Summer League.
Are the Heat gonna throw them apart?
Don't. We not even.
I'm just saying, if you're already in Vegas, it's a nice place to to party, to find a party.
They definitely deserve a celebration,
right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that, but
like at New York,
they gonna put up a banner.
No. There's no. Come on, Leroy.
I think
stop.
the banner goes to Sioux Falls. Which, by the way,
it might go to the practice facility.
Well, does Dan Bisacchio, because he got the Sioux Falls job now, is he like, oh man, because it's probably an honor. You're a head coach now.
Who's coaching this summer league team?
Dan Bisacchio.
Okay.
He was a video guy, then he was in player development. He warmed up with he did a lot of pregame work with Jović, right? And sharp guy. I mean, listen to his press conference. The guy seems like he's on point. He's dropping spoisms. Love it. What?
Spoisms?
Yeah, he said we have enough. I was like, oh, I love that. It's like a little spo.
What is wrong with you?
What?
You've been back 2 hours. And you've already.
But when you get the job offer, because Spo probably calls him and goes, Dan, how would you like to be the head coach of the Sioux Falls Sky Force? Do you think that's an honor, or do you think
I say, where is that in Sioux Falls? I gotta leave Miami.
Like the South Dakota school.
Let me ask you this: would you rather be an assistant coach in Miami?
Yeah,
or a head coach in Sioux Falls?
I don't know. I feel like I'd rather be on the.
I'd rather be an assistant coach in Miami.
He goes, "You sure Karan doesn't want it?" He goes,
hell no, Karan's not going to Sioux Falls.
Nah, he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. Sioux Falls, why do you think that anybody's had because it's got to be part of the thing of this is how we show that you're heat tough. We send you to South Dakota because there's no reason. Isn't the LA team Bronny's gonna be practicing a block away from LeBron?
Yeah, it's right down the street from LA.
What in what world did the Heat decide our partnership is going to be with the South Dakota squad? How is there not just a Fort Lauderdale G League team?
Or Boca, West Palm, so somewhere.
Yeah.
Fort Myers, somewhere
Put
with
up by the jumbo shrimp. Anywhere in Florida.
But there's just got to be something with the Heat that they're just guess what, dude? You got to go to South Dakota.
Maybe it's a tax exempt or something. It's got to be business
I don't know.
reasons. It's got to be for financial
I don't know.
reasons.
We got to ask that one day. Just see hey, how did the whole South Dakota thing come together? And then I don't know if Coach Bisacchio has a family or not. I think he's pretty young. I think he's only 34. So I don't know.
It has to be a job for a guy without a family. Because there's no way the wife can get
Honey, I got news.
Yes, baby.
Coach Spo says we're moving up.
Where we going?
Head coach of Sioux Falls.
Divorce.
Wow.
She goes, no, you're the head coach of Sioux Falls.
Right.
I'm going to say here
I didn't get into this to be the first lady of Sioux Falls. I want to be first lady of Miami.
She goes, no, honey, this is a good thing. Once Chris Quinn becomes a head coach somewhere, I get to replace him. He goes, he's never getting a job, doesn't have a podcast.
Oh, come on.
Are you sure his wife is telling him that at 34?
Oh, take a break. Back after this.
This hour of Tobin and
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hey, Misfits Boxing is coming to the James L. Knight Center in Miami on August 10th. And we'll give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to that. The event features the highly anticipated match between FaZe Temper and Josh Bruckner. Keep listening to our show for details on how you could win tickets to that upcoming event, as you got boxing coming to the James L. Knight Center. Big news today so far in the NFL is training camps are getting underway. Guys are reporting, but the Packers today, their GM announced that Jordan Love is not going to practice until a new deal is reached with the Packers. And with the Dolphins reporting this week, one has to wonder if that's going to happen with Tua. I doubt it, just based on, Tua, Mike McDaniel. But he did seem pretty pissed at minicamp. I mean, like, he did seem like a guy who wanted.
That's not pissed.
I think it was.
That's
pissed.
just
for him.
That's
it was.
just. But here's you have to understand. You can be annoyed at your circumstances, right?
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't mean you're pissed off to the point where you know what I mean? I think Tua was just annoyed at all the questions being directed at him. And here's what happens. I'm going to tell you exactly what happens. It's not that he's annoyed at not getting a contract. It's not. He is annoyed at where they are in the contract talks and what he's hearing from the team publicly. The two might not match up. And then it pisses the player off even more.
It never matches up. It's always the same thing. It's always,
we're working on something.
We love him to be here for a long time, and hopefully for both sides, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's always the same.
And so when the player sees that, wait, you just giving company lines, that's not what's going on.
Yep.
Right.
But, I just wonder if it goes, does he go there, and does he actually take the step of a holdout?
I would say this. More players would take Tua's side than the Dolphins side because a lot of people like Tua.
I think so. I don't know about the fans, but
why? I don't
think you can care about that.
I'm gonna say this about the fans, and I love fans, right? You do you, okay? But fans get caught up in what they hear, and not what the facts of a situation are.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because you turn on your damn TV and you hear he hasn't won a big game, right? Are you supposed to do it right away? Like, we have the only profession in the world, and I'm saying sports, where you don't get a chance to develop. If we paid you to win, you got to win now. But nobody else has to deal with that, right? So he's been a quarterback for 2 years. In 2 years, he's had success. He's gotten better every year, right? At what point are we going to look at that? But see, a fan, and this is why I get mad at you sometimes.
Why?
Because you'll say, I don't want him. Who are you going to get in place? Anybody else, right? So you would rather not have a quarterback than to have Tua.
That's not fair.
But that's the way people comment.
I get what you're saying, Leroy, but here's what happens. And this is us. This is the media, national media.
I know.
Right?
They turn on the TV and that's what they hear.
No, you get somebody sets a precedent or somebody's that it factor guy. This is what happens. Brady was Brady. Then you see Mahomes comes. Mahomes wins a title in his second season, wins an MVP his first year. Second year.
It's very annoying. He's ruining.
And then he wins a title in his third year, and then he starts winning.
Right.
So now every quarterback that comes in, it's going to be compared to 15 in Kansas City.
Right.
So
that's fine.
So when you start putting up yards, you start making a name of yourself, especially after all the criticism and like eagle eye that's been on Tua ever since he's been drafted. Once you start winning and Miami starts winning, the team is beginning to get an identity. Now everything falls on you now because now they're moving you up. Now you're in that elite. They're trying to get you to that elite level, so you have to win.
I get that. I get that having that pressure put on you. I'm not saying he shouldn't have it, but you still got to keep it real. There's only one champion, right?
Right.
And if I took all 32 quarterbacks in this league and say, who's the best fit for this offense, it's going to be pretty close. You're going to get to Tua. You ain't going far down that list with what he does. And that's the reality of this situation. Okay? I get what everybody's saying. I understand that. That's what being a fan is. You have that right. Okay? But please don't make it sound like you would rather have no quarterback than have Tua, because that's how people talk about Tua.
Yeah. No, I think for the people especially who like don't believe in him. I mean, I do think that he does have he does.
They think they could just get anybody. Let's just get a free agent.
Let's
draft somebody next year. That's stupid.
There's been the split and divide of like the people who support him and the people who are against him. Like you can never really talk about, what I acknowledge that the guy has things that he has to show and improve on. We all, but literally every quarterback except for that rat bastard in Kansas City does. Listen, he's the one who's ruined it for everybody.
But there's also quarterbacks that they have crowned that haven't won anything.
And
what I say is this, okay? Why aren't those guys living under the same? And what we do as fans down here, we will go to somebody else's career on a different team and try to make that one more significant than Tua's, even though neither one of them has won anything.
Tua, for some reason, is a polarizing figure.
Not by his own doing.
But you know what it is? It's almost like, and I'm not comparing. I'm not comparing him to this quarterback because he's better than this quarterback. But it's almost like the Tebow in a sense where Tebow is a polarizing. They were too nice. They're too good. They don't believe that this person. It's a weird thing we have in our society. We don't like people being nice.
Even if you were to like talk about the elite quarterbacks around the league, I don't know if it's their fan bases are just more appreciative of the guys that they have. Because Buffalo,
most fans are grateful that we sucked for a long time.
Yeah,
Buffalo, a guy who can play halfway.
Buffalo had like what?
We will ride him out.
J.P. Lossman and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
But Josh Allen made them relevant.
Yeah, I don't know if like that's what it has to do with of why more fans will wrap their arms around their quarterback more than the Dolphin fan will.
Have you seen what this team has been and the reactions around the league that since Tua and Tyreek and Waddle have been on this team? It's crazy.
And he's
right, but like that's a good thing. But here's the thing, like when you've gone through all those quarterbacks and you get a Josh Allen. Sure, he's got his faults. Sure, he does some boneheaded things. Sure, he tries to play running back way too much. And sure, he wasn't that good until he got Diggs, right? Then he really made that jump. But they support him. He hasn't done, because he won a couple of playoff games. Okay, down here, that same career, people would get tired of that. And I'm like, listen, all you got to do in this sport is keep giving yourself opportunities. 1 year is going to pop. You don't go, we've been contending for 4 years. We haven't won. We got to start over. That's not how this works.
Al Mago says, haven't had a legit QB since Marino. We need to cherish Tua. Another guy says, got to move on from Tua. Committing to him for 7 years is too much. I know the Finns finally making the playoffs, but they still can't win.
Can I ask that guy a question?
Sure.
So you're saying Tua has been a quarterback for 4 years, right?
Yes.
Without understanding the facts of those first 2 years. Is that fair to Tua? Is that fair to Tua when everybody in the organization, including the coach, were doing everything they could to get him out of here? In fact, you should have more respect for Tua the way he fought through it. Because we can talk about a whole bunch of quarterbacks that broke down and not in the league because their team treated them like crap.
Look, Tua does have to come through with some big games. We all acknowledge that.
I'm not even disputing that.
But
to read that, got to move away from Tua. Committing him for 7 years is too much. I know Fins fans finally making playoffs, but they still can't win. So it's never going to be good enough because all I have to do is change one word, and now we have next year. Finally won a playoff game, but that's not good enough. Finally won 2 playoff games. Finally got to AFC. Can't get over the hump, right? It just keeps moving. So, when I hear this and I hear enough fan base do this, you know what? in my back, I say, I hope you lose.
Well, I do wonder.
I hope you lose everything because you're miserable and you're going to be miserable regardless.
I think I do wonder this, though, Leroy, from the Dolphins' perspective, whatever their number is that they don't want to come off from him. You see how the schedule is going to line up this year with that December schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm wondering if the Dolphins are going to be like, yeah,
Now,
I kind of want to see it. And then if you do it, because they're not going to lose. Like there's really no mechanism to lose them. If they really want to keep him next year,
Just
they can
have to
keep
pay
him
him a little bit more.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay him more.
Okay,
but is it?
But that's the same thing that happened to Christian Wynn. Here, let me explain this for folks again. Right? Let me explain this to you very clearly. You understand, Tua right now could get a $250 million contract, right? But only count $45 million against the cap, right? The way they could do the money.
Yeah,
right?
They could open up.
If they franchise him, that's $50+ million of hard money against the cap. So you as a franchise, if you have to go ahead and put the franchise tag on him, you have handicapped yourself for the next couple of years. Dude, I just want everybody to understand that. You say they got 2 more years they can franchise him, If you franchise him, that's hard money. That's right off the top. And then you're going to have real problems.
Yeah, I just think that if you are Chris Greer and he was able to do it, if they were able to do it this year and obviously get on the top, like then they're obviously going to give him the contract extension. They're not going to just franchise him, and I think that's the gamble the Dolphins are maybe willing to make here. And that's why if you are, and if he comes in there, they're going to be clean on this. Like if he does, which he probably will, show up to camp, be Mike McDaniel's guy like he is, the Dolphins are probably going to get away with, we get a one more show us year from Tua, which is what they probably want more than anything.
If you had supported him from the beginning, I could understand all the things you're saying now.
Mm-hmm.
The fact of the matter is, how as a franchise you hamstrung the guy for 2 years and then say he's been here 4 years when you're the reason why he had those 2 years.
I get it.
When he got drafted, wait, can I ask you a question? When he got drafted, what did we say? He's going to redshirt the first year. Nobody thought he was playing that first year.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden he limped out on the field.
Yeah, but the big thing is, like, you can't really knock the Dolphins for not extending him last year because we all knew coming off of the concussion season that that's a legitimately big question.
Yes.
You did need to know whether or not Tua could get through a season.
And I said this, that okay, the first 2 years he wasn't strong enough. And that's your own doing because he was never supposed to play the first year. Did we talk about during the draft? Redshirt him the first year, bring somebody in, or whatever.
But this honestly, like this whole discussion is going to be only interesting this week if he holds out. That's going to be the only part. Because if he shows up to camp and he practices, then it's like, who cares? All right, so he's going to play this year. If he plays this year, whether he's under contract or not under contract, if the Dolphins can get him into camp and everything's because why? Because reporters are going to ask questions. Ooh, he hasn't been asked tough questions before.
I would say this.
Like that dude literally had to answer questions his first 2 years about the team actively trying to replace him. You think he can't handle a couple contract questions every couple weeks? If Tua shows up to camp, the Dolphins, which is what the Dolphins are banking on, they know the debate is over. It doesn't matter anymore.
What if he doesn't?
It only becomes a thing if he doesn't.
So, which is why.
Here's the deal. Cap for Life says $50 million
hard
better than $150 million, and if you don't think we have a problems now, I don't know. But the way you do it, the way you can structure it, it gives you cap relief, right? That $150 million, yeah, sure. But like you guys don't understand. If Tua here, think about I'm hoping that Dolphins fans want Tua I want your team to play well. Because sometimes the way you talk about Tua, I have questions. I think you want Tua to go out there and fail so you can say you were right instead of rooting for your team. But I'm just going to go by that. Okay, here's what happens. You do realize if Tua goes out there and balls out and they have any time success, it's going to cost you $60+ million for Tua.
That's $10-20 million that you could have saved
right
to sign
do
other pieces.
People understand that? a lot of times this is about timing. And if you want to know what the problem is going to look like, go look at Dallas, who waited and waited and waited. And now they got a top wide receiver, a top defensive back, and a starting quarterback who just made $50 million. So
Yeah,
he ain't going down.
The Dak one, yeah, but the Dak one's different. Like they
The
did pay
Dak one's different. It's different.
Yeah,
It's different.
He's got you've got 8 to 10 years of
Yeah,
Dak.
it's
No,
different.
Agree.
That kinda goes back to-
The Dak is a little, but you've waited on so many of your draft picks, right? Think about that. Think about if you sign those 3 guys, you're literally talking about $110 million off your cap on the low end,
But
with just 3 players.
I mean, that's the gift of a curse of drafting well.
But that's the curse of sitting around and not taking care of your guys.
But that's
well, they didn't take no. But I'm saying what I mean is that Dak, they didn't take care of Dak early, but it's not their fault. That CD
Dak
Lamb
is
and
a
Micah,
different- I
CD
use
and
Dak-
Mike, they drafted.
But
I
here's
use
the funny
Dak
thing,
just for the situation,
Right.
but I can understand why the Dak and Tua situation are a little bit
But
different.
the interesting thing with the Dolphins is they do a move, and this is an interesting move that they do, is like they've had very public negotiations that get into standoffs, and the Dolphins hit a point, they don't budge off of it, but then they'll sign another guy to an extension. And so what the move was, we give Waddle an extension.
Right.
We extended Waddle. And good for Jalen Waddle. Happy he got paid.
Yes.
Deserves to get paid.
Yes.
We couldn't get Christian Wilkins, paid Zach Sealer.
Right.
Oh, middle of the season, who we pay Austin Jackson. It's like it never has any drama. It's like you hear it out of nowhere. Boom. Oh, we take care of our guys. But like then you have these highly publicized ones where it's like there's a standoff, but there's really not a standoff. They've made their point. They're not going to negotiate. They're not going to move off of it. So again, it goes back to if Tua shows up this week and he does practice, the Dolphins are scot-free on this one for the year.
But Tobin, the question is why don't they take care of their top players like
I don't
that?
know.
Because they taking care of their complementary
They're secondary
players,
guys. I
right?
know.
But they're not taking care of those guys that make those complementary players good, those secondary players good. Like that's what listen, you're not finding another quarterback right now, next year, as good as Tua in that offense with the weapons that you have. And you may not find another quarterback like that in that offense, in that scheme that Mike McDaniel runs for another 5 years. And you're not that bad of a team where you're going to be drafting at the top of the draft. So what are you doing here? Pay the man.
It's going to be a fascinating week. We'll take a break. Leroy will hand out his game balls and game bums next. Waiting for Leroy to get back here. He's not here to do his game balls and game bums. I think he's getting a pizza. You know Leroy when he's hungry.
All right, I'll bring it down. We'll bring
We'll
it
bring it
back
down.
again.
We'll play it back when he gets here, Vlad. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you as we take you up until 10 or 2 o'clock. Excuse me, Rusty. Off of
10
vacation.
o'clock. I was about to say, wait a minute. We're doing 12 hours.
No, man. That would have been long. Woof.
Wow.
You guys get on the show. You guys can call 305-567-0560 if you want to. You guys could also get in on the chat, Miami 560 WQAM. Talking a lot of Miami Dolphins today. Tua, obviously going to be a big story for the next week or so, at least, depending on whether or not he does show up or does hold out. Because we find out today Jordan Love is not going to practice until he gets a new deal. And curious to see if Tua does the same type of move.
Here's the thing. You think the Dolphins want this talk going into camp? Maybe that's what they're waiting for. Or maybe that's why I think they sign him in the last hour tomorrow, and then it's Wednesday, camp opens, everybody asks the questions, and that's the end. That nobody's asking to a contract extension questions.
Yeah,
ever.
it's one of those things where, Mike McDaniel is going to be asked about it constantly for sure, because he's going to want his offense run the way that it's run. Oh, hello, Jennifer. But again, it comes back to, it depends whether or not Tua does anything to really rock the boat or not. If he doesn't, I don't think it becomes a thing, because I think they can all just say we're focused on football. They could do the football robot thing and move on. Maybe Tua has one press conference where, again, he says, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to focus on the guys that are here. Or maybe he just doesn't show up. I don't know. That's the fascinating thing about it. All this other stuff. Is he worth the money? Is he not worth the money? Should you, would you? All right, we've done all that. We've been all there. It's all been said now. I get both sides. I understand the people who want to see more. I understand wanting to pay him. I understand all that stuff. I think everybody makes good points. This is one of those things where, I think people have good points on all this stuff. I would like to see the Dolphins obviously take that next step, but I do think the guy is good. Me, personally, I just think he's good. I think he's good. I think the offense has been pretty fun the last few years. Do they have to tweak some things and improve in places? Yes, they do. They do have to take steps, for sure. Are the Dolphins wrong and maybe wanted to see it one more time? I can understand it, but
is he wrong for asking his money right now for
all the
BS that he's
gone through? And this goes back to his health question. Everything physically he's been through. Of course, you're going to want to get your contracts solidified. This is a dangerous ass sport,
but mentally as well too.
Of
You're not
course.
looking. You don't have to worry. Has he ever gone a season where he's like he had nothing to worry about? Like absolutely nothing to worry about. Like he knows that the team trusts him, and they're standing by him. Because he had to go through those first 2 years with Brian Flores, right?
Yep.
And he had to deal with the rumors about Brady, Deshaun Watson, the whole nine. You mentioned that.
Yeah, but I think it probably has more.
And then health.
I think it has more to do with the concussion thing.
And then he had to go through the health. And then last year he proved it. If I'm play season.
Yeah, if I'm Tua, the reason I want a contract more than anything is because I'm 300 pounder from spiking me on my head, and I want to be taken care of. That's the whole point of it. It's a dangerous sport. People don't want to acknowledge it because if Tua did go out there, let's be real about it and feel how you want to feel about this. And you never wish this on anybody, but if Tua were to go out there, ball out, let's say he has the 8 weeks leading the league in passing game, and last year was leading odds player for MVP. And then let's say Tua gets another concussion. And it didn't get his contract. Yeah, there's not a human part of you that would feel bad about that. They'd be like, oh my God. Another this guy wasn't taken care of by the Dolphins. Of course, you would want as a player to be taken care of and have that security. So I don't know. Hey, Leroy.
Run some laps around the building.
Cody says Are you Dolphins fans or Tua fans? Sometimes I wonder, are Dolphin fans Tua fans? Like, do you
Right.
realize he plays for the Dolphins?
Right. That was my whole point.
Like,
Like,
I think it's weird.
you guys hate on your players so much.
I
Like,
think that's
like
strange.
it's strange.
Are you Dolphins fans or Tua fans? No, like, so you're like sitting there and you're like, oh man, anybody can do this. So excited.
And you
so
admit,
excited to see
and
Skylar
like you could
Thompson.
ask a series of questions. You say, what's the most important position on the field? Right. Quarterback. If you think they're just falling out of trees, like, so everybody's not going to have Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't mean you can't win. You need a good one, though. You need a competent one. It's two of that. That means you can win.
What do you got for game balls and game bums, dude?
So I'm going game ball. My game ball is going to go to Xander Schauffele, who won the Open Championship.
Didn't he just win something?
Yeah, he won the PGA Championship.
Oh.
So he won 2 majors in the year. And
Is he in the Olympic team?
yes,
Oh, so he has a chance to win his
He won the
second
gold
gold. I
medal.
know. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
he has a
he
chance.
won to go back-to-back gold medals also.
He has a chance.
He's a really good player. He just never got over that hump, but he won 2 this year.
6 under yesterday. Man.
And for everybody who wants to know about choking or not, the leader of the tournament,
Shane Lowry.
no, it wasn't Shane Lowry. He lost the lead. It was Billy Horschel.
Oh,
He shot 3 under. So he was leading the tournament and shot 3 under par in some ridiculous conditions and still lost.
the
You
other guy,
did not choke.
The other guy shot 6 under, bro.
Right. Right. That's the thing. Are you like, it's not a Rory situation where he missed the 3-footer at the end or a 2-footer at
That
the
was
end of the
choking.
tournament. No. The leader of the tournament shot 3 under par in those conditions. Right? But Xander Schauffele just beat him. So kudos to him.
What happened? I heard Tiger looked pretty rough, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Come on, bro. It's over.
Yeah.
It's just
So-
it's over. It's been over.
So
Yeah.
here's the other thing. Another game ball
Hmm?
goes to the U.S. It's the first time since 1983
Hmm?
that the U.S. has had all 4 majors, won all 4 majors in a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
how about that?
How about that?
How about that? I thought you were going
Hey,
to say.
Is
for
that
their
going to
win-
help us in the Ryder
I
Cup
thought you
this
were going to
year?
say for their win over South Sudan.
No. Oh my goodness. Please. That should be a game bum. And you won. Right? When your savior had to be a 40-year-old. Like, think about that.
He's not a 40-year-old.
He's like,
He's not a 40.
He's
So,
he's
I
not
have a game bum.
Hmm?
My game bum is gonna go to Dragon Hard Knocks.
Oh, bum.
Dude, first of all, you went in there with way too much enthusiasm. And when everybody's pushing you ahead with long sticks, because they don't want to be nowhere near that damn dragon, you got to know this ain't going to go well. But he said, for you, my queen, I look forward to.
He was nefarious.
I would be honored. He took a knee. Like, he was all.
Maybe there might be 69 virgins for him. Like
No,
maybe that's
dude.
that's usually what happens when you sacrifice yourself
No,
to
No,
death.
dude. Well, don't they need a body? Because, hey, dude, I'm telling you, that dragon lit him up.
Dragon needed a body.
And guess what they did? Guess what the people did? Hurry up and got out of there.
I
Just
liked.
left him
I
out.
did like the one time. Who's the king who's melted out? Aegon.
Yeah,
He was. I like when he was like. I like when people have to come to the king with requests,
yeah.
and he goes, "Sir, your dragons are eating me sheep." And he goes, "What sheep?" And he goes, "You can't just promise more sheep. The dragons need sheep." He goes, "I've changed my mind. No more sheep."
yeah. Like he was trying to be a cool.
He's trying to be like the guy who was
Right.
like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna give everybody what they want."
You know what's got to come out though, right?
Hmm?
The truth.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys spoiling a show right now? What's going
Oh
on?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where you been?
Yeah. Where you been?
Yeah.
You don't watch that show.
You
anymore,
don't watch
JFig.
the show
I
anyway.
don't.
Hey, let
I'm
me tell you
speaking
something.
for the people. Okay?
Isn't that his
People
brother?
who watch the show.
That's his brother.
They don't care.
Damn.
Yeah, his brother.
That's-
Oof.
Hey.
And by the way, how about his broski telling moms to take the heave-ho?
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Hey, you served
You're
the
not
realm
needed
well.
on the council anymore.
You did good.
You've served the region well.
You were good. You were good. We don't need you anymore."
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. More shenanigans after this.
Join
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you up till 2. Get the headlines. Brought to you by New Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
There you go. It's football, man. Training. You know, I got really pissed this week.
Why?
How did they give the Chiefs this damn Xavier Worthy? How did they do that? Because I saw the one video they put out, one Patrick Mahomes video, right? And this is what he ruined it for everybody, because he does this one move where he runs across the field, throws completely across his body, and bomb ski to the Xavier Worthy, the old combine record breaker. Who let them get them? Who let them get him?
Here's the problem.
Who did that?
Here's the problem. I have no sympathy for anybody who had a chance to have that guy, and you chose somebody else.
Was he too small?
Whatever. But guess what? Did you hear the comments about Patrick Mahomes when he came out? And the Kansas City Chiefs moved up to get him. So kudos to them. Like, you had a chance.
Idiots. You let didn't the Bills trade that pick? Idiots.
Yeah.
Way to ruin it, you dum-dums.
Give your op more weapons.
Give him more weapons. That's exact. It was the only thing that was holding him back.
Yeah.
Well,
not last year,
not really.
and it still didn't hold him back.
Not really. I mean, those guys had butterfingers. They led the league in drops.
That's my guy right there.
Oh, Jim
yeah,
Leland?
Jim Leland.
Yeah, congrats to Jim Leland.
Yeah.
Marlins. They should have put his cap on his plaque. Still no Marlins in the Hall of Fame.
We played
2 Rockies.
Wait a minute, really?
No Marlins in there's been people who's played for the Marlins, but
Oh,
there's no
but
Marlins
the cap.
Right.
No Marlins cap in the
So
Hall
what
of Fame.
is how long? No, I mean,
I don't really know who.
yeah.
The only guy who would really have a shot is Sheffield. If Sheffield ever got in, he said, I think that he would wear a Marlins cap.
Jordo. Hey, Leroy, can you define a grace, a good king, and a lord in this dragon sitcom? I feel like we have 15 of each. I think anytime you're speaking to somebody above your
rank,
or like it's your grace, right? So that's king, queen, prince, anybody at that table, that's your grace, right? Because they're all kings somewhere. So that's how you respect them. Like, it's like saying Mr. President or sir. They go by your grace. So that's it. That's
Sizzle says that Tobin and Leroy need to start a podcast called Spoilers Are Us.
Dude, I'm in.
I think I might. There's no point in fighting. See, D Sizzle, there's no point in fighting him on it because he's just gonna do it anyway.
Listen, when you watch something, there's nothing worse than not being able to. Let me tell you something. I come here on Monday morning, right? And I can't wait to talk about it with my friends during the break. And you know how annoying it is when they say, I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil it.
I understand.
Well, some people are busy, Leroy. They can't just go ahead and watch a finale or a show or something.
Watch. Hold on. Yo, watch Love Island. Stop
you don't get to yell at me about Love Island. Like, I was on Love Island.
Time out.
I was watching Love Island. And you knew I was watching.
I didn't yell, but I was like,
you scolded me.
Not expecting you to do that.
House of Dragons. You know that Leroy's watching Game of Thrones.
And here's the other thing. I spoiled the other one, the OG
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
You didn't spoil it. You figured it out.
I figured it out without seeing the episode.
So you spoiled it.
We all know.
At the end of the day, you still spoiled it.
I said,
you know, who haven't seen it.
I said, you're going to tell me who's going to be the king.
Yeah, we all know how this one's.
I said, I'm going to tell you who's going to be the king.
But yeah, man.
The guy in the wheelchair is going to be the king. Guess what?
The guy in the wheelchair was the king.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I saw this Patrick Mahomes get the fast guy, and I'm just like,
I don't think
somebody said I used to record it, but now I watch it live thanks to Leroy Spoils.
Well, you did a new move yesterday where you were texting spoilers. I was like, what is this?
But time out, guys.
You were texting spoilers?
Hold on. But if you know this is a topic that will be discussed every Monday.
Yeah.
Don't you think you guys should watch it? You
Well,
know that Leroy should watch
That's
Love
not
Island.
fair.
knowing that
What
you're gonna
if
watch it.
I don't
Tobin's
care if
busy
they
and he
spoil
can't
it.
watch
I don't
it?
ever get on them about spoiling Love Island.
Yeah, but
I ain't watching it.
Here's the thing. This is what I figured. I knew Leroy was going to spoil House of the Dragon, but I didn't think he was going to do it until today, Vlad. He has a new thing now where he's live texting me.
I couldn't.
And-
It was. Wait a minute.
No.
It was Dragon
So,
Hard Knocks.
I went.
It
no,
was amazing.
but everybody knows finales get precedence. So yesterday was Love Island finale. So I put that first because they're on at the same time. They both go live at 9. And so I watched that first. Now I didn't know it was 2 hours. Ridiculous, a long time. But and then I had to stay up and watch House of Dragon because I knew you were super excited about Dragon X games.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever the hell it's called.
Hey,
That's ridiculous.
Hey,
Knocks is funny.
you could put it up. Dragon Love at First Sight. Dragon, like, come on.
Some headlines. Team USA, they take on Germany today at 3:00 at a showcase
When do they
game.
count? Because they almost lost to Sudan.
They don't count until the end of
Sunday.
in a week.
Sunday.
Sunday against Serbia.
This is
When
all
I
exhibition.
say they almost lost to Sudan, what do you think? What, a marathon? No, basketball game.
Do you know who their basketball ops head is?
Who?
Luol
Deng.
Deng.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you know who
Okay.
their head coach is?
Who?
Royal Ivy. Played at Texas. They got all a bunch of former NBA players and college players.
Yeah, they definitely put a scare, and they were lighting it up from 3. And
Wow.
and the US couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. We got to talk about this though, okay? With Team USA,
What's that?
this Joel Embiid stinks.
Oh man,
Wow, what happened?
He just stinks.
he's not the
dude.
best big man on that
He
team.
just first of all, here's the thing with FIBA. FIBA don't play with these fouls.
Oh, so he's hack-a-mole?
He's
whack-a-mole in the paint?
He's trying to
Flop.
flop and flail.
Do they call a foul on him? I think, don't they?
No, they don't call embellishment, but they don't call anything, so he can't score. And then he fouled out the first game in 12 minutes. And the other thing is,
Fouled out?
yeah. And here's the other thing. He's ruining the starting lineup. Like LeBron and Steph are like looking at him like, ugh. They don't like playing with him. And Bam and AD,
are
they're
unbelievable.
killing it, dude.
He's just in the way.
Well, they don't play together. So the starting lineup has been LeBron, Steph, Joel Embiid, Drew Holiday, and then there's been kind of a revolving
No, they've been
door.
rotating. They
It's
even
been-
took Drew out. They even took Drew out. the
Yeah,
other
it
day.
was been Devin Booker they put in, but it's always LeBron, Steph,
and Embiid.
Embiid.
Oh,
Right?
okay, right.
Because they're gonna please Embiid because they stole him from France. And so the second unit, Bam, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards,
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's the future.
and they are just. I mean, the bench is just so much better. It's more
Right.
fun. It's better,
Mhm.
and nobody can stop. I mean, Bam and AD defensively, they're piranhas. And so yesterday they got off to this horse bleep starting in South Sudan. Steve Kerr actually pulls a move. He benches the starters, comes out with the second unit, sparks it. But then the South Sudan almost pulled it off, and LeBron needed to pull it out of his butt.
Then LeBron had to say,
It was crazy.
"You remember who I am?"
Yep.
At 40 years old.
He's not 40 years old.
He's 39.
I don't believe it.
Okay. He's just gonna go on forever. We get it. He's just gonna go on forever. But it was just funny that because if you watch
No,
the
he
end,
was incredible.
if you watch the end of the game, he was really trying to get it to Steph. But Steph missed open 3-point opportunities. So it was like, all right, forget it. I'm just gonna have to take over. And also one other thing. There's a big 7-foot freak that hasn't played yet. He's starting to practice.
Oh yeah, Kevin Durant's getting healthy.
Right. So
Kevin
when he
Durant's
gets
getting-
on the team, it'll be different.
Yeah, but
Isn't
We're-
it amazing that we have all this young talent in
Mhm.
the NBA, but you still need the old guys to win?
it is weird.
Right. Because
But
I
it's-
can't think of a 39-year-old even playing in
It's-
the Olympics.
Well, it's a really bad look too, because Embiid had this interview come out that was. Remember when he said the thing about like James Harden's not Houston James Harden anymore? He kind of had a similar interview come out about that with LeBron, where he's like, "We have the old, we have names, but they're all older guys." Meanwhile, we're all looking
he's
at
the
Joe.
one looking
Yeah.
like
We're watching him, and we're like, "Dude, you suck. You suck, dude. I hate watching him. I really do."
he just.
I'm sure there's going to be a game where he's dominant. I'm sure it's going to happen.
Right.
Inevitably, you would think somebody that size has to dominate a
He
game.
fouled out in 12 minutes.
12 minutes, dude.
He can't play.
But he doesn't. He play like, and by the way, he doesn't play more than like 13 minutes. Like
But
that's.
he doesn't know the international rules very well. He doesn't know that the ball.
Yeah, he
could
can't
take the
cheat.
ball, right? They can.
There's
take the
no
ball out the rim.
goaltending, right?
No
No
goaltending.
goaltending.
And so Bam and AD are killing it. They're just like They're just two pterodactyls just all over the place. And Bam's hitting threes like crazy.
Bam's just loving the fact he's playing.
He's so happy.
Like it's like freedom.
He's like a pig in slop.
I wonder where first time we've heard that.
Dude, he was him and Jokic were going back and forth.
He destroyed.
He was giving him buckets, dude. Now, here's the thing though. Serbia, guess what? Leroy. Our little Jović.
He's
back. Nope. Back on the court yesterday. Returned. Yep.
He got some time.
What do you mean? He played against Japan yesterday.
What are you talking about?
He played?
Yeah.
He's playing Sunday against the U.S.
He's back, baby. All of a sudden, miracle. But this Serbian media, though.
But check this out. First of all, Bam could lock that down.
I agree.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. What if you don't think the young?
I'll take AD and Bam to lock down those two.
Jokic and Jović?
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't think Jokic wants to have Bam and AD. Like,
he don't want Bam.
He don't want AD either.
Right.
They were doing a number on Jokic last week.
I think that's the best team. I think that's the best team they're going to face, though. Serbia. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Canada. I think Canada's the team. They're
too small. They're too small, though. They got great guards, but they're too small. What do they got? Olynyk?
What about the French team? French team is long. Pause.
French team is the opposite. They got 4 wing socks.
I would send Joel Embiid to France.
No, I mean Gobert and Wemby. Come on.
If we have, let them have Embiid, Gobert, and
I
Wemby.
think how many people you think on the U.S. team want to dunk on Gobert?
All of
everybody.
What about Ant-Man? Ant-Man's definitely going to want to dunk on his teammate.
Goodness,
definitely. But yeah, Jović. I was very scared because what?
Go ahead.
Well, I was very scared because like the Serbian media, like all this kept coming out, and they were like, and like you hit Google Translate, and it said fracture, and so I thought like I'd sent you this before I went on vacation. I was like, wait, does he have an ankle fracture? And then it turns out he had an ankle sprain, but a toe fracture. But I guess it was a baby toe. I don't know what it was. I don't know which toe it was.
Pinky toe.
But either way,
that pinky toe you can do without the pinky toe.
He's back.
The big toe you can't.
Jović is back.
Big toe's back.
So now I got 2 teams. I got U.S. and Serbia.
No. We don't.
You can't have 2 teams. We don't do that.
Not in international basketball.
Well, no. I pick USA over Serbia, but I want Serbia to be second.
That's still you're.
Well, I gotta root for. You're not gonna root for Jović.
Not in the Olympics.
I'm not rooting against him.
Not in the World Cup. Not in the Olympics.
You rooting against your own coach?
Who?
Spo's an assistant coach.
I'm rooting for Team USA to win.
So that's it.
If it gets,
we don't need no.
You have Spo and Bam.
You're putting Tobin in a very tough spot.
But I love him.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's not a Heat player right now.
He's not
He's
Serbian.
He's not a Heat player.
That's what I said.
There's only 2 players in the Olympics.
So
yeah, one is
we can't root for Serbia.
No.
Why not?
Olympics.
Bam.
What if he's playing South Sudan?
No.
I'm not
watching. I'm not watching.
What about Japan?
Not watching.
What if he's playing Giannis?
And he could be playing Giannis.
So let me just get this straight.
No, you already know the answer. That's why you got the smirk.
If you have Serbia versus France, you're saying I can root for nothing?
Yeah, you're not watching that game.
You're not
watching that game. I'm watching that game.
You're lying.
Oh, I'm gonna watch.
Dude, stop making it sound like you're gonna watch all of international basketball.
You're not getting up that early to watch.
I'm gonna watch.
Lying.
I'm gonna watch USA. Okay. I'm gonna watch. I got Peacock.
Hey, mark this date. Mark it. I'm watching Serbia.
I'm watching Serbia.
Okay.
Of course, I'm watching Serbia.
At any time.
I watched Serbia last year.
He's taking his time to Google Translate headlines. Okay, this man is going to watch.
I watched Serbia last year in the FIBA World Cup against Germany.
Yeah, that was the title game.
And I watched Jović cry. Now USA was eliminated. Stunk last year. What are you gonna do?
Well, look who you had to send over. They were sending college kids over there.
No, they were something like.
No, we were just
D-level players.
Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls International.
This dude was in the Dominican Republic watching Pella bleeping Larson. My wife's looking at me. Where are you, honey? Nothing.
And you got to be careful when they say they have Wi-Fi, because you still get zapped.
Oh, I can't even tell you how annoyed I was with the Dominican Republic, because first of all, hotel rooms, ESPN is ESPN Deportes. So I did not get anything on ESPN.
Wait, can I ask a question? I've asked this before. So if you listen to ESPN Deportes and you hit SAP, does it go English?
I didn't try. But I tell you another thing that annoyed me: ESPN Plus. Shouldn't that work everywhere?
If you have Wi-Fi,
Didn't work. Couldn't watch.
I feel like
They're
you're asking for too much.
out of your range.
When-
What?
Oh,
Out of
yeah,
my
once you
range.
go international,
I
there's
couldn't
certain websites.
I couldn't watch. Yeah, I couldn't watch Peacock, so I couldn't watch Love Island, and we couldn't watch ESPN.
You wanted to watch Love Island while you were in
On
the
an
world.
Love Island.
on an island.
First of all, it's my wife and I's favorite show.
It makes
And
sense.
second of all, there's live voting. Of course, we wanted input on the vote.
Wait,
You wanted to do live voting. Really?
Oh my goodness.
Wait, you live vote?
Oh yeah.
What is?
That is the least of my worries when I'm on vacation.
Well, I mean, you're not.
Wait, time out. How
you're not
many
committed.
times? Wait, how many times is Love Island shown? Is it once? It's a weekly.
It's
Episode?
every day.
Oh, it's every day.
It's every day.
Ah,
It's every day for a month,
Gotcha.
basically, except for Wednesdays and Saturdays. Those are like
That's
boldly.
not every day.
So it's not every day.
So
It's
5 days a week.
It's 5 days.
5 days a week.
And so you vote. You and your wife vote every
But you
those
no,
5 days.
No, there's only votes once a week.
Once a week.
Once a week,
Got you.
and then whoever's in the lowest, they can get axed.
How are we friends?
What do you mean?
So who are you voting for this whole time?
You know it's bad when somebody's questioning the legitimacy of a friendship.
We
Like,
have totally different. Like you just went jumping in water in a cave, bats and spiders,
Don't.
right? Like no,
Wait,
like you know what? He got me to go to the aquarium,
yeah,
and then the guy asked us to take a picture like we were a couple.
that's right.
Like,
Tobin's vacation sounds like it was like Martin when Martin took Gina on that island, and then that
Well, no, I mean, like all I was allowed to do was enjoy your company because all this TV was
If
off.
you ever watched the show Martin took his wife to an island, and then one of the funniest scenes ever was like a possum looking thing attacking Martin and him fighting it for like a good 2 minutes.
I would have right on the head.
no, not in that cave because you ain't have no light.
And you had no
Scary.
AC. Like what happened to the
Right,
AC?
like y'all walking in it. First of all,
Did it ever get better?
I don't know if
Not
this
really.
I don't know if this is a black thing.
Hmm?
We ain't walking in no dark places with a whole bunch of people.
No, we're not.
Right. That
Like-
just don't sound right.
Fam, the one foul.
If you have people around you, there's safety in numbers.
would have told me no.
JFig, the only person that had a flashlight was the tour guide.
No.
Nobody else had any lighting.
Here's the thing. I didn't
Don't like
know.
that.
Okay. I walked through a jungle. We got to the point.
And
We get to the
Me and Brad
stairs.
were having a conversation. See,
Yeah.
this out. We gonna keep it real.
Okay.
Because we know, as scary people in the woods,
Mhm.
we know things to look out for. Now, as Vlad pointed out, when you go to a zoo, you got your lions, you got
Yeah.
all your animals.
Mhm.
They're all blocked off. There's sometimes a canyon in between you and the thing.
Mhm.
And you know,
I know United
Right.
States zoo laws.
right. What's the laws in the jungle?
I don't know.
Like, while y'all walking around, what about the snakes? What about the other critters that you can't?
They
even
make you sign a
identify?
waiver, so it's every man for themselves.
Wait, I got to sign a waiver for what? Every man for themselves?
I
So
didn't
wait,
sign a waiver.
no, don't say
Yeah,
that.
But no, I'm just saying. So while y'all around
Not that I'm aware.
kicking trees and looking at pretty flowers or whatever,
Yeah.
I watch a show where one of these insects or whatever look like the wood. And then when when his food walks by, he comes. Yes,
Hard to say. It didn't happen.
but no, but you wasn't even like that's the first question I asked. Hey, we going into these woods. What I need to look out for? What kind of snakes? What kind of vermin? What's poisonous and not? Right?
I definitely
I
do
need to
be
know,
asking that.
because if I'm 7 people deep, right, and the dude with the flashlight is trying to tell cute island stories, I need to know if I'm confronted with something, right, or I need to have Crocodile Hunter with me.
Yeah, I don't like
And
that.
why
part.
was he
He's
singing
cracking jokes.
Christmas songs? I'm confused.
Yeah.
And he's
Why?
cracking jokes. He's doing a
Cracking
bit,
jokes
JFig.
like no big deal.
He thinks he's a comic.
So I
You gotta
know.
be
listen,
I mean, if you're a tour guide, you do have to be very
hey,
personal.
You have to-
I know this.
Yeah.
When he goes, listen to the spider,
Yeah.
JFig is gonna run over all of us, getting the hell up out
She's
of
not
there.
going anywhere though, because she doesn't
Yeah.
know how to get out of the caves.
Right? See, you're trapped, and the bats.
I'll throw myself in the
That's
water.
The bats don't bother me.
Well, the water was in a different cave, JFig. It's not in the same one.
Yes, the bats don't bother.
I will
But
run
I'm tell-
towards the water.
But I'm gonna tell you this: if I'm walking across that deep canyon with all these heavyweights on this little rope bridge, and somebody back there shaking it,
Being an art.
me
Oh.
and him gonna have a conversation.
5 minutes
On site.
on
You,
site.
yes.
Like
On site.
I'm saying, Go ahead on. Y'all go
You
ahead.
think you're cute? Go first.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not even
he
gonna say
had-
that. I'm gonna act like I'm tying my shoelaces and waiting for him to
Yes.
cross that bridge. And the minute
Yes.
I'm gonna shake him.
Yes.
So you just want to you want to make sure he gets at least the back up against the ropes.
Yeah, something.
Just yeah.
So, like, yeah, there's just so many questions. Like, the first thing we said was, "Wait, there's only one flashlight?
Yeah.
You got 20 people in the dark." And then he started asking about, wait a minute.
Well, because
He said, oh, first of all,
somebody made a good point about something. Well, here's why. We all have our phones, of course. So like you could technically have a flashlight,
Yeah.
but you
That
don't.
ain't the same type of
but-
No, no, no,
what
no. But
power like
you're
a
an exception.
flashlight.
They,
It's not a
they
mi-
need
it's
to
not a-
give you that.
It's not a mind flashlight.
Usually.
And second of all, you know how they are. Please, no flash photography for the nature. You know, only the
Wait,
tour
the
guide can mess with
nature?
the nature.
that don't say nothing if one of somebody in nature decide to bite your ass.
I don't know.
Then what? Then you say,
I don't
to
think they
nature,
wanted to
"Hey,
disturb the
nature,
bats.
please leave our tourists alone. They hear they're paying for this. This helps beautify our whole forest. So,
They're
okay,
nice.
I'm gonna say spiders and all you other wildlife, please don't attack the tourists." They don't make that announcement.
No, they didn't make that.
If I can't see in the dark and the dude got a problem, give me your flashlight. Then. You walk in the dark.
Tobin, how many spiders did you encounter?
3,
How
all
big
different
were-
kinds.
Wait, show them how big you were.
Well, one was definitely the
No.
size of my hand, big legs.
Come on, man.
Okay, then one was a poisonous one, ruby spider, and it was like, but that was like dangling from like.
Oh, so you ain't got no flashlight and you can just hear
That one was in the light. That one was in the light because it came down from one of the holes where the trees are opening up.
Ah,
What if there
wait.
was more that you didn't see? That's a
right.
big
What
no.
else? It was so. Listen, there wasn't no little spiders. They were both.
Yeah.
They all. Yeah. See, like
I'm crying.
you always
the
tell
inside.
parts of the story. See,
A lot
I
of-
love when
there's
you
a lot
talk
of
about.
vacation.
Continue. There was another one that you're missing. You only said
I don't
two.
know what the other one was like. It was like a brownish one. That was the least scary. We've already been spider, spider deposed at this point. We're used to the spiders.
See, here's the difference between him, me and Vlad go on this trip, right? And we come across something. Oh hell no, that's a spider. We
I'm
gotta
out.
get
I'm
up.
out.
Hey,
I'm
wait,
out.
But here's what Tobin did. Hey, anybody know what kind of spider this is?
Curiosity.
Yeah.
no. Well, he would
takes a
heck,
picture,
he
puts
would
it on
heckle if
Google.
you didn't come see it. He goes, "What are you scared?" Like my wife didn't want to go see. Spider.
Heckle. I
Yeah,
don't
who
care.
wants to, like,
He goes, "What are you
Go
scared?"
for it.
He's like, "Nothing's gonna happen."
I don't care if sir. I'm
even
not
to the
asking. You.
poisonous one? He said that?
Don't worry about
Wait.
Or in a dark cave with bats flying
it.
around?
He had the flashlight.
Yeah, he's protected. We're not. You're not.
Yeah.
How you gonna
I'm
say?
telling you what, if I'm going in there, I'm going in there like a coal miner. I got the hat. I got the
I'm despicable me.
yeah.
I'm yeah.
Where do you think you're gonna get a mining hat?
Huh?
Where are you
find
gonna
one.
get one with a lamp on it?
There's caves.
Why did you? It's not a Home Depot. You can't.
He
go
would
into
take the
equipment
tour
that-
guide.
Somebody's gonna have some equipment around there. They didn't just walk into those caves.
What do you think? Like $24.99, you could rent a lamp helmet.
No, I'm gonna ask questions. Hey, can I have a flashlight? What's
Yeah.
up? Yeah. What do you
But then
want?
he's like, if I give you a flashlight, everybody gets a flashlight.
That's right. That's what.
Cool.
No. And you know what I say?
Hmm?
I'm the only one asking for it. So maybe all your other intangibles are okay with walking around in the dark, bumping into spiders and stuff like that, right? I say I would prefer to see where I'm
Okay,
going.
but Dominican Republic, is he going to know intangibles or is he going to go in
I help him out.
Bliss? Take a break. Back after this. Hello, everybody.
Ooh.
Tobin and Leroy here, back with you.
This is the 80s right here. And then keep in mind, in the 90s, somebody sampled it.
Who sampled it?
Who sampled this?
Not
Art
Diddy, is it?
Art got savvy.
No, it might be Diddy, but I'm trying to figure out with who.
Man. Give us a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm.
I sure can.
YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them up at 866-954-MORE.
It's been extremely hot the last couple of days, but it's cooling off. Anytime it cools off, you know what you could expect. Some more showers. All right, let's see. All right, we got about a 10 to 15 mile an hour south. That cloud is coming. It's almost coming right out of the south, right?
Yeah.
How's my flight? How's my flight
looking?
Huh?
How's my flight looking?
Your flight should be okay. What time is 4 o'clock?
Yeah, 4. I got a board at 4.
Might be a little delay. Sometimes you get the storms that come off, pop-up storms.
I've got to say, Tobin, it's pouring here and thundering a lot.
Is it down by you?
He's going the other way.
Oh,
Though.
yes.
Oh.
I know, but just so you know.
Expect again. Ooh. Let me show you what I'm looking for.
I hope it's
as a weatherman. I'm looking over by JFig. Tornadic activity.
Correct. Very
Tornadic?
correct.
Yeah. It looks terrible.
Well, I got no notifications yet.
It looks like
It's bad here.
Yes, but it's that time of year, guys, where it be sunny some places and pouring like crazy in other places. Expect just as your day goes on to get a couple of showers. It's not even 90 degrees. Is it 90 degrees?
It's probably like 88.
Yeah. So it is a little bit cooler, a little breezy. Hey, I have a question.
87.
87.
Yep.
What are they building a fence to?
Okay, that's not a part of weather.
Let's say those guys in the truck. They're loading up fence.
They might want to work on that roof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway. All right. Thanks, Leroy. Appreciate it, man.
This old school right here, air conditioned on top.
Hey, if you guys, we got a quick segment here. So if you guys want to go to Misfits Boxing right now, caller number 3 to our contest line, 305-567-0560. It's going to be at the James L. Knight Center, August 10th. But try and make it out there for this. If you guys want to go, we got the highly anticipated match between FaZe Temper and Josh Bruckner. If you guys want to go see some influencer boxing, a lot of stars in the crowd. Should be a fun atmosphere and fun night. James L. Knight Center on August 10th, Misfits Boxing. Caller number 3 right now to 305-567-0560. That's 305-567-0560. We'll win a pair of tickets to Misfits Boxing. 305-567-0560. We'll get a pair of tickets away every single day this week. So right now, caller 3, 305-567-0560 wins those tickets. Be back with more. Mix it up with a mixed bag after this.
I'm asked a lot, what were your keys or
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin, Leroy here with you. Let's get to the mixed bag. Brought to us by Broward Health. Well into your future. We got a championship tonight. Heat.
Oh boy.
Grizzlies. Summer League title. Let's hear from the man himself, Coach Dan Bisacchio. He's channeling his spouse. Says we have enough.
Memphis is an extremely tough team. You know, they're right next to us as far as a meal room, so that's always interesting. You kind of see them on a daily basis. But no, they've got a really tough guard play. You know, they've got some active bigs, and they kind of do the same thing. They've got a lot of different guys that will score, so we're going to have to really make sure that we're dialed in. We're going to continue to go through the film tonight, and then we're going to come up with a game plan tomorrow, and, you know, we're going to get our guys going, moving. You know, back-to-backs are always tough, but we have enough, and we know that we're going to be able to compete at a high level no matter what the stakes are.
That's Goosey's right there,
Come
dude.
on.
That's
Stop.
Goosey's right there. We have enough. You tell him, Coach Dan. What? Why? Put your microphone back in front of your face. The weather update. What do you mean
You
no?
want to say it closer?
Why?
Nope.
Let's have some fun, baby. What's the harm? Hey, what's the harm room for the Heat tonight? What else are you doing?
You know what I'm be doing when that game starts?
What?
Sleeping.
Cleaning my backyard.
From the tornadic activity?
No. No, I still got some coolers back there. I need to clean up.
I don't understand. What?
For
Why?
Because
for
Tobin,
for my
if-
July 6th
party. I have a question, Tobin.
Yeah.
If this was the Boston Celtics,
Mhm.
the
Oh,
New
my
York
goodness.
Knicks,
Mhm.
that's the thing.
if those were
I
the,
wouldn't
if
care.
if that was their fan base or a host of their, you know, whatever, Sully and Callahan, whatever. If they're going crazy right now, July 22nd, about their respective teams,
Mhm.
Summer League, you would come on here and destroy them.
Vlad, you don't
Destroy
understand.
them.
Dude, this is the greatest Heat Summer League team I've ever seen. You don't.
So what?
We run 9 deep, dude.
And
It's amazing. We're gonna be stacked this year.
stop.
We got Kel'el, we got Pella, we got Josh Christopher, J-Gub, we got is it Gub or Gub? I don't know what his nickname is.
You know what
But
you
the point
like?
is,
The Summer League doesn't advance to the. It's not like a main roster. They get to the main roster.
oh, we don't listen. I want
Not
to.
all
wanna-
9 of them.
I want to kick half the roster away now.
Vlad,
How can we get? How can
Vlad,
just tell
stop.
me how
You
I can
know-
get more 10 days and
Vlad.
2 ways away?
you know what this is like. This is like if you go to a grocery store with a child and right before you get through the last,
Aisle.
before you pay,
That's not fair.
they start putting their hands out and grabbing
That's
all
not
the candy.
fair.
And you got to do it every time, and you know it's coming. So you try to get yourself ready to them reach for all the candy. That's you.
This has been. You see, you guys are not putting the right mind frame in. JFig is a Heat lifer, will understand, because this is every single day is a revelation. You know, one day it's the Kel'el Ware game. One day it's the Swider game. One day it's Pella Larson. You don't know. But
You know
that's
what I would like it to be?
What?
Regular basketball day.
Oh, but it's not. It's not.
So why are you getting so geeked up for it?
I love it. I love hoops. I'm a hoops
Let's
junkie.
get excited, guys.
He
It's
wouldn't
first
care if they
time.
were. Come on.
If you came in here today and you want to enjoy your Knicks team, which, you know, obviously didn't care about Summer League, you know, good for you guys. You got to pay. By the way, you guys should. You paid like 4 guys $200 million to have a frat house on your team. You're going to need some guys from Summer League.
We have guys.
Who?
We have Deuce McBride.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're going to need some more people.
We have 8 guys. What do you mean?
Look at
We're
this mark. Look at this
8, 9 good.
This, you know, OG Anunoby's getting hurt in the middle of this year. All right?
Mikal Bridges doesn't miss games.
He ain't
Tom Thibodeau says, hold my beer.
with that deep voice.
Here's
Oh,
Josh
my
Christopher. He was awesome yesterday. He also took out 2 fans, which was impressive.
Nice.
He dove into the crowd twice and took out 2 different fans. Never seen that before. Effort like you've never seen. He hip checked a woman.
Is it effort like you won a job in the NBA?
Yeah, dude, it is.
Well, that's pretty much all of them.
We're not done, so I mean, obviously this was a really big win. A team that beat us by 40 in San Francisco, and the goal hasn't changed. You know, even from our first game when we got destroyed, our goal still stayed the same: championship. So I mean, here we are, not too high, not too low, but just excited.
J&D, dude.
J&D.
Job's not done.
Oh,
Oh no.
Leroy done. That's it.
You've lost,
Already.
Leroy.
First day.
Dude,
First day.
First of all,
for Sass.
I don't. Our job is to win a championship. Like we not.
You can only win the championships in front of you, and that's tonight.
Oh my god! My god!
-1.
Why?
Why?
Did you have all this built up with you? Where? Ooh, this.
I've been very excited watching them, and in fact, you know,
How did you watch if the Wi-Fi was bad?
I couldn't watch it when I only get to watch on Twitter. It was driving me nuts.
They didn't show it on
That
Deportes?
No, dude, they didn't. It was infuriating. So I missed the Dallas game and the Thunder game, but I saw on Twitter it basically was, hey, Jaime Jaquez came in here, he came to destroy, and then he dipped. So I basically knew what those shows were. But then I got back on Friday and I got to watch him kill the Raptors. First of all, why is Grady Dick not playing on the summer league? That dude needs it. Second of all,
He already got traded, right?
Huh?
Did he get traded?
Grady
Nah.
Dick?
Dick is not out of Toronto.
No, he's still there.
Who got traded?
From Toronto?
From Toronto?
No, they signed
No,
quickly.
they kept all their young guys.
Yeah, they signed quickly, and
They traded Siakam and they traded OG.
Yeah, that was early this year.
Oh, those two guys on the same team.
Hmm?
OG and
Well, they won a championship, Leroy.
I know
Together.
They were a good team.
they had others. Also.
They had Kawhi.
Yeah.
And then they
They had
that-
young. They had
Fat Bum.
They had 16th hole Kyle Lowry, not
Ugh.
18th hole Kyle Lowry.
Hey,
What?
why you call him a bum now?
Who?
When I was making fun of him, you blasted me.
Because he
Who?
was Jimmy's boy. Now
Huh?
he's not.
Kyle Lowry.
Because he's not.
Why'd
on
you
the Heat
assume I was
roster.
talking about Kyle Lowry?
You were talking about Kyle Lowry
You didn't. I didn't say that.
because he was in Toronto.
I didn't say that.
He's not on the Heat roster. If you're on the Heat roster, Tobin loves you.
Yeah.
You can do no wrong. In
Now he's a
Tobin's eye.
Sixer. Dead to me.
But now he went to Philly. He's no longer on the Heat roster. He's done. The only guy that gets a pass is Goran. That's
Listen,
it.
Nobody's gonna love being. By the way, how much did he sign for? Do we know? How
Who?
much did Kyle Lowry get to go to the Sixers?
I think he got the vet minimum. I don't. It's one of those
He went back for
unannounced.
the vet minimum.
Yeah,
I'm
why not?
shocked
He's
for
from
that.
there. He's from there.
I don't picture him as a vet minimum guy.
Really?
I just
Like-
figure once he stopped making money, he wants to go golf.
Nah, he looks like you could always use another extra $3 million.
That is true. $3 million's not nothing. The
Yeah.
vet minimum is crazy. The money's crazy in the NBA right now. You see, they gave Evan Mobley $225 million.
It's not. It's listen to quote this great 21st century philosopher. That's the market.
Crazy.
Tua's right. Like we're saying. I looked at that and I'm like, well, it's not.
We
their fault.
complaining about how much they're paying for players without acknowledging that's how much the players cost.
That's what it's called.
No, I
Like,
understand, but like the career, like if
he's a
he-
16-9 guy, but that's what 16 and 9
I
guys are
know.
making right now.
but in 3 years. Like they used to take, like you didn't get like a super max like that to like your second.
That's not a
contract.
super max.
I know it's not anymore.
But it's just the evolution of
Right.
business, man. Like
I know it's
after
crazy.
3 years, they're gonna
76
make $250 million.
$76 billion deal.
I mean, look, Jalen Brunson, they all knocking him for taking a $113 million discount, not knowing that in 2 years he's about to sign a 4-year, $320 million contract.
Next up to get mixed contract, 225 for baby Jović.
Oh my God, he'll be able to take care of his whole family for the next 4 generations.
buy Serbia.
wrong with you.
No, you know what? You're right. Jokic and Jović could buy Serbia with the contracts they're about to make.
Oh,
And one of
Jovic's
Bogdanović's.
contract is going to be ridiculous.
He's gonna be like,
He can go 3 what?
he might be the
More
only one who's gonna turn it down. He goes, but I have to play basketball. How many more years?
Yeah.
And then the brothers are gonna be like, you sign.
Oh, he's gonna sign if his brothers do that.
He goes, but please, want to go play with Horace? Isn't 200 million enough?
We buy racetrack and put in Denver.
He goes, 5 more years, 500 million, Nico. Oh, exhausted. Don't basketball anymore. Anyway,
He seems like when he retires, we just gonna see a picture of him on the farm in
Dude,
Serbia.
With the
Just-
biggest smile on his face.
he just
Yeah.
won a race and had Bogdanović take the picture with him.
he says he will sign so much food for horse. Man,
So many horses.
Oh, Manny was up this year.
who?
Ramirez.
Yeah, ridiculous.
You got to get 75, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, look how close.
Billy Wagner was close. Gary
Gary-
Sheffield. Gary Sheffield's the only guy at the Marlins who would have a chance to.
It's a joke.
Ridiculous. He doesn't love the bat wag.
See, the farther away you get from
How is
deciding whether the guy is in
how's each
the Hall of Fame,
Ichiro's up next year.
Okay.
the longer you get away from it,
Mhm.
the farther you get away from his career,
Mhm.
the less knowledge you actually have of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you're talking about guys who are writing about today's sports or looking at numbers from 10, 15 years ago, right? When these guys retired, it makes it hard.
I think didn't Bryce Harper say, somebody asked him, one of those Mount Rushmores of baseball, and he goes, Barry Bonds, all four faces.
Yeah.
I was like, he's right. Not in the Hall of Fame. Caleb Williams, people are excited about him. Number 1 overall pick. This is him on how he's going to handle the pressure
I've
at
had rough
camp.
days. I expect myself to go out there. I think I'm the toughest on myself. I go out there and I'll mess up a play. I've thrown a pick in mini camp and things like that. So being tough on myself, but also having an understanding of where we are and where I am, and the progression, like I said before, is key. And those bad times, it's not a time to have self-doubt. That's just a waste of time. It's a time to keep growing, keep progressing, and keep believing in yourself. I mean, I've had rough days.
Don't lose.
What is understandment?
I don't know.
They make up words.
I don't know.
He said it so professionally, and I'm like, hold up.
Wait a minute, dude.
SC. That ain't a word.
Words means words.
I don't know.
Words?
Understandment. Let me type that.
Listen, man, when your quarterback has, nail polish on his fingers, he making up words.
Hold on.
He can make up words. Understatement.
Maybe he
He
wears the
didn't say
nail
that.
polish as like signals of plays, like catchers used to do that.
Yeah.
You paint your nails and be like, slider.
I mean,
Oh no, it's a word.
Really?
Understandment, a word.
understandment.
The
Doesn't
word
sound right.
Well, it says
Words.
understanding, but no. See, no.
You're not buying it.
No, Roger's telling you no.
Understandment does not technically exist in the English lexicon.
Yeah, Merriam-Webster's telling you
The
no.
word most closely resembles understandment is understanding. There you go. That's what I thought.
Take
Maybe-
a Take a break. Final hour coming up.
When you
Most important person with all due respect. Thanks to the duffel.
So you still got that dog?
Huh?
You still got that dog?
What dog?
Your new dog.
Yeah.
You have a dog?
It's our dog now.
Oh, it's our dog.
I knew that dog was going to be your dog.
About time you would finally admit it.
What is the dog's name?
Dre.
I like that.
Did you buy this dog, or did this dog
It-
just come to your
well,
house?
so all over South Florida, there's a thing. All these high school kids foster dogs so they could get their hours
Genius move, by the way.
of community service. And you get a lot of community service hours for fostering a dog or animal. Some of them, they do all different kinds of pets, right?
Mm.
I say, hey, look here. Daddy's still black. Don't come up in here with no wildlife. You know what I mean, right? No, like
No snakes.
no snakes, no, just all the other little vermin that people keep as pets. That like no, So they came home with a a Belgian Malinois. Now the dog is cool. The problem is when you get a puppy after 2 months, right? Because he's with his mom, right?
Mhm.
We got this puppy at 5 weeks old. So he's literally chewing on everything. And then he just runs. He chews, he'll pick up a shoe and make a run for it. Right? The other dogs, like he plays with all the other dogs. He messed with all the other dogs. But Zeus made his point real clear the first second he came up in the house. So every time Zeus walk around the corner, he go the other way. But it's crazy because Zeus is like the nicest of all of them. The one that everybody thinks is terrifying is Luna, who barks all the time. Anything moves, she barks. So,
Well,
yeah, so it's
congratulations
kinda-
on your new dog.
I mean, yeah,
Happy for you.
all right, yeah. Thanks.
You got a big yard. You got
Huh?
space for it.
Yeah, but like when the grass is not cut,
Hmm?
man,
lost?
Dre gets kind of lost. I mean, Oreo likes it because he ain't the smallest dog in the house. The problem is
How big is the dog going to get?
he's 10, 15 pounds now, but it's only 8 weeks old.
Yeah, so I'm saying is it going to be bigger than Luna?
70 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering what's gonna happen when this dog gets to 60, 70 pounds and they realize,
Mhm.
right?
Let's get the
And
headline.
why don't dogs understand that?
What?
Like when they see a smaller animal than them, do they not understand that, hey, he ain't gonna be this size forever?
I don't think they understand
don't-
that.
I
right.
think it computes. I
Okay,
think you just
so,
are what you
like,
are at that point.
I hope Dre ain't keeping receipts.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get the headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Text, he says, I'm interested in knowing in whether any of you think the Finns roster is improved from last year. Do you feel like the roster with the moves they made, or is the loss of Christian Wilkins make them worse? Leroy?
No, because here's what I would say. You added Calais Campbell, who is very good, not as mobile as Christian Wilkins, but then there's not a lot of DTs that are.
Mhm.
So he's a unique one in that. Then if you bring somebody in like Jonathan Ogbah, right?
Emmanuel Ogbah.
Emmanuel Ogbah.
You made
Well,
him
I'm thinking
Jonathan
Ogden, yeah.
Because you thought of one giant and went to another.
Yes. And what happens there is that you become a little bit different because now you go Sealer and one of those guys. Now you're pretty big up front. So now it's more important because you can get that push up the middle, which maybe it wasn't as you didn't do as much of it last year, just the way Christian played.
Mhm.
You get that push in the middle. Now it's more important for your outside guys to get pressure. So now more pressure probably falls on these young guys until everybody gets healthy.
Yeah, I mean, like secondary is going to be interesting because Xavier Howard's gone, but he was getting hurt basically every year.
No, wait. No.
Hmm?
He wasn't getting hurt. He was getting burned.
He was hurt.
Okay.
You don't think he was old?
Huh?
Has he signed with anybody?
No.
Still no, yeah?
No.
Is he trying to skip camp or is he waiting for somebody to get hurt?
No, I don't know. I don't know. But
Yeah.
no, he was getting burned. He was getting torched. And I get it. This is what sucks about this sport. Exactly what I'm talking about right now. Exactly what I talk about Tua, right? Like you knew damn well watching Tua, his body didn't look ready to play football. But you throw him out, just throw him out there, see what he can do. And now you hold it against him. Same thing with X. Like he was banged up. And so what happens is you're moving yourself towards a position because of the way players are getting criticized that if they're not 100%, they're not going to go. Because we don't say, oh, well, he gave us everything he had. Well, and it's a bad situation to be in because players want to play. But now do you have to think of, okay, well, if I go out there and play and suck it up or stink it up, then I could get cut. So do you risk it? And this is where this is going.
Yeah. But they got Kendall Fuller from Washington. Everybody kind of raves about him. They say that that's an upgrade. I don't know.
At where?
At corner.
Corner?
At corner. Right. They got the dude Jordan for their new linebacker because they got rid of what the hell his name escaped me? He was on the Dolphins forever. Linebacker. Jerome Baker. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
And so I think
they got here.
Jordan Brooks is their new linebacker.
They've gotten better at linebacker, just more versatile. Okay. I think they've gone differently at D tackle. I don't know better, but as much as
I don't think we can say better. We don't know.
Right? It's just different because they're going to be more physical up front.
I don't think you can deny that they lost one of their best defensive players.
Yeah. But, and how they do up front is all going to be predicated on whether those guys on the outside could get there.
Yeah, for sure.
They're going to depth at the pass rushing.
Yeah, for sure. What they're going to, I mean, like what they honestly got last year from Wilkins and Sealer was crazy because they made those guys play every play basically.
Right.
Had no depth, so they're going to rotate guys in and out and see if that's fresher. Bob and weave defense. You weave guys in and out. That's what the bob and weave defense does. You're bringing some veteran savvy with Jordan Poyer with the secondary.
Veteran savvy.
Oh, some savvy, dude.
Can you grill it?
What?
I like to grill me some savvy.
And then on offense, I think they are. I mean, honestly, on offense, you actually have some more options at tight end now.
Just be healthy.
Yeah, just be healthy. Offense, and adding Odell Beckham Jr. and Johnny Smith, you basically lost nobody. I mean, how could anybody say that the offense isn't upgraded? So I'd say, yeah, I think they did. I think overall, if you really looked at it, huge loss with Wilkins being gone, definitely. But I do feel like they've supplemented it on paper. We'll see. And then offense for sure got better. Text says, though, I know that Chris Greer call to Ogbah has to be awkward. I don't know. Do you think it is awkward? Paid him a lot of money.
Hell yeah, it's awkward, bro.
Is it though? He paid him a lot of money, and then he goes, hey, guess what? Old Fangs ain't here.
Let me tell you this. Sorry. Remember what I said? It's like breaking up with your girlfriend right when her birthday comes, but getting back to it with her afterwards. You broke up with him on March.
Yep.
Right? Broke up with him. And not only did you break up with him, you told him that, I'm going to break up with you, but the hit's not going to happen until June.
Well, I think it's awkward if he's like, do I get that Shaq Barrett money? And he goes, no.
Does Shaq Barrett's money count against the cap?
No, they get it back, I think.
Okay.
So I think they get like $7 million more back. So they're at like $19 million in space right now.
So yeah, what if he
tries to fleet? So then, that's what makes it awkward. Is like because they bring him in for a workout and then they got to actually talk money. How much does he want to play for?
How much was he making last year?
A lot. I mean,
10 million.
He was one of the highest paid players on the team.
So if he was making 10 million and you were signing Shaq Barrett to 8, he could come at you as like, well, that 2 million now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that 2 million difference. You kind of need me.
He goes, what do you think? And he goes, this is the standoff. He goes, well, I don't know. What do you think about Jaelan Phillips' leg? How what's that worth? Which, by the way, I was unaware of the term calf girth until this vacation.
What's calf girth?
Well, Jaelan Phillips, he's beating science, right? So he's beating science. And I was texting Leroy about this while I was on the beach. Because if you guys saw Jaelan Phillips, he was killing his ladder drills. And then he was also running like a damn gazelle. But a lot of people have concern about his calf girth. and he has let everybody know calf girth. It takes a little time for the girth to come back on a calf.
You mean atrophy?
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
He called it calf girth.
How many times have you said that already
Well,
in
that's
the
the
last
term they
minute?
use. I wasn't aware of it.
I think he likes saying the word calf girth.
I think he does too.
I'm telling you, that's what he said. Here he goes. Somebody said, Jaelan Phillips, this was his tweet. Full calf girth doesn't come back for years post Achilles rupture. Sometimes never. Y'all can relax. It works just fine. Process. Thumbs up emoji.
See you at the end of October.
Wow.
Yeah.
But don't worry about this calf girth. That's all I'm saying. That was, just in case you were wondering.
I wasn't.
Beating science.
He ain't beating science.
No, he's beating science.
Dude, if he's going to play middle to the end of October.
Maybe.
And guess how long would that? That would be
faster.
almost a year.
Yeah.
Okay. He ain't beating science.
It's coming close.
No, he's not.
He's right there with science. Neck and neck.
Closer than I think.
It's closer than you think.
Go ahead.
The fact that you were thinking about his calf girth while you were on a beach.
That is a little weird.
It's a little concerning.
You shouldn't be thinking about no man's calf girth.
I didn't think about it. You brought it up. Somebody.
Now, while you were on the beach?
On the beach.
When I was on the beach.
While you're on the beach.
I was scrolling on Twitter. I see, oh, look, Jaelan Phillips. He's beating science. And then somebody mentioned his calves, and he goes, don't worry, calf girth comes back.
Hey, yo.
Telling you.
Think about this. He's not beating science.
He's beating science, dude.
How?
Because he is.
How?
He's dude. He couldn't walk 4 months ago. Look at him now.
Yeah. Okay.
Moose.
Yeah. How's he beating science?
Has he done anything with that heel?
No.
Okay. So he's not beating science.
No,
he's beating science.
How is he not beating science? How?
Look at him.
No. Look at what?
Look at what? I can lift through you. Listen.
Look at him. He's
Has he
beating
done?
science. That's him beating science.
That's not beating science.
He's
That's
beating science, dude.
You know when you beat science, when you can get back and do the activities you did before.
Exactly. Lifting weights is something he still could have done.
Well, walking is something he's doing that he could have done before.
Yeah, there's no QBs to sack right now.
Yeah, you can't even put cleats on.
Exactly.
So you're not beating science. If you
ain't
can't put
beating
on
science.
cleats.
He doesn't have to beat that type of science right now. Right now, the science he has to beat is beat the ladder. That's the science that he's beating.
Wait, what?
Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed
All right. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. See, Le'Veon Bell now wants to fight Jake Paul.
Like, the one thing I would say about running backs, they have a different level of toughness.
He did knock out Andrew Peterson.
Who?
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
So he's boxed a little bit.
But also, what happened to old boy, the Miami running back?
Oh, Frank Gore.
Ooh.
That was when he didn't get knocked out. He was in that ugly fight. He got memed because he had a weird face when he was fighting Darren Williams.
And Darren Williams he wasn't boxing. He was just swinging all over the place.
He was swinging all over the place. But did you see any of the highlights of Jake Paul, what he did this week?
No, I just saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
He pieced old boy up.
Killed him.
Nasty.
Killed him, dude. Make you worry about, like, now you're like against Mike Tyson doing this, yeah?
No. I'm all for Mike Tyson doing it.
Why?
You think he's gonna do that to Mike Tyson?
Mike gonna hurt him. Those punches that Perry was hitting, if Mike hits, all right, let me ask you this. You mentioned it earlier. Perry did hit Jake Paul with some punches, correct?
Yes.
If that's Mike Tyson that hits Jake Paul with those punches, what happens?
I don't know. He's 60.
He still is a strong man. He still packs a punch.
Mike Tyson was losing to professional boxers by the end of his career, guys. Like, I don't know what this resurgence you're hoping for. This is a young man who's juiced to the gills and not as embarrassing at this as you guys think he is.
Mike's going to punch him. If Mike punch and connects, he's going down.
I think it's a very bad idea for him to do this. I'm just telling you. And I think people are going to get really mad because Jake Paul's going to do this and he's going to hurt Mike Tyson, or two things are going to happen. It's going to either be awful, or if he really hurts Mike Tyson. There's not, like, this ending with Jake Paul getting knocked out by Mike Tyson is not going to happen.
See, this is the thing. I hear this. Okay, but I never hear the prognosis that Mike might hurt this kid
He's not
well.
He's not going to.
How are you telling me a 60? Okay, let me ask you this, Tobin.
Mm-hmm.
If it was Tobin versus Mike Tyson, you would say Mike Tyson would beat your ass, right?
Of course.
Okay, why? Because even though he's 60 years
I've
old,
been training for the last 4 years like Jake Paul has.
You don't think Mike's been training?
That's because he got Alfredo running through his veins.
Hey, listen.
You don't think Mike could be having Alfredo running through his veins?
No.
I wish it was some better Alfredo. It was terrible this week. That was the only bad meal I had in
Really?
DR. Yeah, everything else was delicious.
It seems like, and this is a shame that I'm gonna say this, but it seems like when people want to go cheap, they go Italian. And it really shouldn't be that way, because I know some awesome Italian dishes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. But
like, they don't take, like, when we go to Italian restaurants in Florida, like, the meatball makes the whole thing, right? Whenever you go to a Italian restaurant, you got to try their meatball.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to try the meatball. But for some reason, they treat meatballs in other places differently.
Yeah.
It's like, we can put a whole bunch of meatballs out there. That'll fill them.
I just think, like, look, Jake Paul, I get it. Mike Perry is a bare knuckle fighter. He's got no defense. He was a pretty below average UFC fighter. You know, like, he's taken on better UFC fighters. I think everybody kind of went into this and was like, Mike Perry's got a little pop. He's a little crazy, but he was a guy that he was going to face on a silver platter. I will say, though, I hadn't seen Jake, other than those tomato cans that he obliterated in the last two fights. Jake Paul put a beating on him like he hasn't put on anybody. He really, really hurt that guy. Like, bad.
All right.
So, I don't know. I just think it's a bad idea. I've said it's a bad idea from the start that Mike's
going to hurt him.
Well, isn't it? It was rescheduled to what, October?
He couldn't get on a flight. Like, he's having medical emergencies. He's not fit to fight.
Can I just say this?
Mike's going to hurt him.
No, you want Mike Tyson. Like, if it was obviously, if this was Iron Mike, Kid Dynamite, of course he'd kill this kid.
This isn't Iron Mike.
This is old. This is olden Mike. He's old.
This is
too old.
This is ayahuasca Mike.
Oh my god. Maybe you should fight Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine.
Yo, bro. What's up, Mike? We really doing this? Mike said, yeah, in about 2 seconds. I'm gonna put my fist through your chest. Oh, okay.
I mean, are we not forgetting that they had to subdue Mike to not to hurt a fellow
That was
professional boxer?
30 years ago.
What, Roy Jones?
30 years ago.
That wasn't 30 years ago. That was like four.
Oh,
that was like,
Mike, did you see the shape Mike Jones? I mean, did you see what shape Roy Jones was in?
They both were.
He looked like Great White Hype.
Roy Jones did not train for that fight.
He looked like the Wayans brother when he was in Great White Hype.
And he dearly paid for not training for that.
He didn't get killed. Like, he lost.
He was urinating blood.
Come on, dude. And that's still, but there's still even a difference. Like, look, we have seen how 4 years can make a big difference of age. That's 4 years ago for Mike Tyson. There's a difference between 53 and 58. And especially when you got to fight a kid who's juiced to the gills.
I'd say, ask me.
My Brooklyn bias would not allow Mike to lose.
I know, but this is what, like, you don't want. This is why they're going to get everybody, because
for
you're
the
all
same reason why you're celebrating a Heat championship in Summer League.
Summer League, exactly.
And you're gonna get mad at him for feeling that way about Tyson. Well, you can't be the only one that have the crazy fandom.
Pella Larson's in his prime.
She already been married twice.
That's a good one.
Pippa.
Larson Pippen. By the way, Scottie Pippen Jr. With a triple-double. Only like the fourth player in Summer League history to ever
really?
To get a triple-double.
It was that kid they were like from South Sudan. They were like,
Oh, yeah,
triple-double for him.
Yeah.
Everybody
in the exhibition game.
I feel bad for South Sudan. Everybody's like, oh, this is such an embarrassment. Hey, give them credit. Those guys had some ballers. And Luol Deng put that team together.
They all played college basketball or some sort of NBA basketball.
Dude, that guy who hit the three, JT Thor, I didn't know he played on the Hornets.
For the Hornets, yeah.
That's a great name.
What?
JT Thor.
Come on, if I'm Del Carey, every time he hits a three, he hammers a three. Come on, man.
That's
just,
three.
You just call him Thor. You don't call him JT, right?
His name is JT Thor.
No, you gotta call him Thor.
Thor with the hammer.
You see what Conor McGregor did to Mike Perry?
No,
afterwards?
I did not. Because fired him.
He fired him.
He says you're a bum. Fired him.
It's not nice.
Wait.
It's not nice.
Maybe they had an agreement. He said, if you go out there and embarrass yourself, I'm taking you out.
Well, he's not the president though. Like Conor McGregor's not allowed to fire him. He's not Dave Feldman.
Oh, really?
He's part owner, but now he's fired him online. And like, look, when we talked to Dave a few weeks ago, he goes, "Look, I know I'm kind of taking a risk. I don't think he thought it was going to be that bad. That was really bad. He got killed.
Why? It seems like everybody that fights him just takes the money and they don't train for it.
Possibly. It didn't look like he didn't train.
Huh?
It didn't look like he didn't train. That's how he fights.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't fight all the. Well, that's why the only thing he's good at is bare knuckle, straightforward, no defense.
The other guys don't punch as much.
Yeah, he's like, all I got to do is just punch you more in the face. Like, great. That's why he's made for that sport. It's different.
Right.
Different sport.
All right.
Le'Veon Bell though, he wants to fight Jake Paul.
All right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but pretty. I thought after that, I'm like, this is a terrible idea to have him fight an old man.
No, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Say he does beat Mike, right? Say he does. Then that means actual, real boxers are gonna want to fight him just to, make sure that to save the sport, like.
Then who's he gonna fight? He's gonna fight like an Andre Ward who's 42.
He probably fights Floyd.
What? His brother already did that.
And but Floyd will actually punch him.
No, Floyd ain't getting in the ring with a dude that big.
There's no shot.
He's not.
Okay, Andre Ward.
I don't know if he'd do it. Andre Ward's pretty set on retirement.
Oh yeah.
But you never know. You never know what number will get people calling back.
If he keeps on winning, it's gonna be somebody's gonna throw. Hey, he should fight Canelo. Because that would be
No, you can't.
Listen,
he's 200 plus pounds.
That's the number one guy he wants to take on. He wants to take on Canelo.
Yeah.
I mean,
he could lose some weight to take on Canelo. He'll probably.
That's the thing is Canelo's going to be like, yeah, I'm not doing this. You fighting at 200. Like,
right.
Your ass is going to come down to like 160, whatever it is. I'm going to drain your ass.
Drain that, HGH. Because then, that's a legit fight because you're going to have all the fringe eyes and the boxing eyes all looking at this fight.
I will say, Jake Paul looks like he's going to have another head growing out of his neck soon.
Jeez, he is.
And he's juiced to the gills.
Juice, bro. Like, not even the juice.
I'm not even hating. That's like everybody knows the game when you fight him. You know what it is. Man. Back after this.
to let you go.
Welcome back.
No
So-
digital. Welcome back, everybody. No digital. Tobin trying to leave early to get to the airport.
You say no digital Tobin?
Big Ten.
Media week.
Yeah. Leroy won't be there. A guy who actually played in the Big Ten. But hopefully I can I get him to get the Michigan coach.
Shamar
Moore.
Shamar.
And then I'll get him to, because of my own personal reasons, Kirk Ferentz.
Okay.
Kirk Ferentz is one of my favorite coaches. We were in Cleveland together.
Oh, okay. So he was under the Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick, yes.
Got you.
So, and I've always had mad respect for him. Dude, you know how usually intense offensive line coaches are?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't.
He was cool.
Laid back and cool. In fact, when you hear him talk, laid back and cool. It's probably, and he's been that head coach for, I mean, he's the longest tenured football coach in major college football. Will you look it up? Kirk Ferentz. Got to be almost 20 years, right?
At Iowa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to be the most tenured coach in college football. So it's just really cool. He's just a cool dude. There's two coaches that, for different reasons, that I've always been a fan of. Kirk is one of them. And the other one is, I'm trying to think of Lewis for Cincinnati. He was in Cincinnati. Marvin Lewis.
Okay.
And Marvin Lewis had a rule.
Yeah, Kirk Ferentz is the longest tenured active college football coach.
How many years?
24 years.
24 years.
Yeah, he's heading into his 25th year this year.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, he was 1999.
Hey, they can't score, but they can play some defense.
Dude, if you look at the list, it's Ferentz, Mike Gundy in Oklahoma State, 19 years. Kyle Whittingham.
Gundy been there that long?
Yeah, Kyle Whittingham in Utah is going to be 19 years. And Dabo Swinney, Clemson, 15.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, before that, it would have been Nick Saban, right?
Saban would have been the longest tenured.
No, Saban didn't come in the 90s.
For Alabama?
Yeah. No, because he coached Miami.
He's been with the Tide since 07. He was in with he would have been like third after Gundy.
Right.
After Gundy and Ferentz.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean,
is there any part of you that feels FOMO for not going on this trip with Tobin?
What?
Fear of missing out? Do you have any case of FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
No, I don't. No, I learned a long time ago in this long life that don't miss nothing you never had. Right? Appreciate what you have and don't miss nothing you never had. Spend your whole life looking for something or wishing for something and you don't get it and you didn't enjoy the life you had. So I don't get that. I don't get it.
Deep. It's very wise of you.
It's just reality, right? Like you ever meet those people, no matter what they got going on, they never seem satisfied. That means that you have never got to enjoy the life that you had, regardless of what that life is. Make the best of it. That you always wanted this life over here. You always wanted to do that so that the people around you made miserable because you couldn't get the life you wanted. And maybe the life that you had was pretty damn good. So I just say, hey, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm not gonna lose no sleep over something I never got to experience. I don't know if it would have been great for me anyway. I wish they would ask me. Right? Just like, I mean, I did play in the Big Ten, right? I do know a lot of participants of Big Ten Media Day, including the athletic director at Michigan, who I've known since I was 10, and we went to Michigan together. Could have did that, But they didn't ask. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if I would have said yes. So I'm not I'm not putting it on. I'm not putting that on Lynn or nobody. I think a lot of times they avoid it if, because I've been known to give smart aleck responses to questions.
Really now?
So I think a lot of times they say, I don't want to deal with this. Like, just go. So I don't get mad at them. I just that don't mean I'm not going to make fun. I'm like, so last week, me and Tobin went by and said, me and Marcos said, Marcos, where did I go to school? Michigan. Oh, that's right. Big Ten Media Week is next week, right? That would be really cool if I was there, huh?
You said that as you were walking around the office.
Okay, walking past Lynn.
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
Has there ever been a time where Leroy Hoard might have been to one of those trips and said he's sick and tired of going to those trips?
No.
So you've
never.
I'm
not, like, if I see, here's how I am. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to commit to it. But if I commit to anything, I do it. So if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. If I commit to something, I say then I'm going to do it no matter what, because I committed to it.
But have you ever done something, commit to it, done it, and then realized if they happen to ask again that you wouldn't do it again? Have you ever voiced that?
Yes, I'll tell you when it was.
Okay.
I was in Minnesota, and it was during the winter. And they wanted to fly me up and go do a signing at one of these fairs, right? Okay. They say, okay, you'll drive over with the crew or whatever. Okay, fly up to Minnesota, decent money, just, but you like to do a couple of things to kind of get you, around the area. I say, okay. They say, pick you up at the hotel at 9. We're going to be there for a couple of days. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, where are we going? South Dakota. Dude.
South Dakota gets no love.
Dude, I'm going to just say this, right? Like, we stayed in a fancy hotel, and it was like a Motel 6. It was in the middle. It was like at a convention center. So, and it was freezing. So you were there, and then you just went back to the room. Now I wasn't mad that I committed to it, right?
Okay.
But it ain't Vegas.
I didn't go back. Yeah, I didn't go back. But I used to always like doing those things. I used to like when I did them in Cleveland, I had one rule. Like, because they have Browns backers, just like they have, Dolphins fans all over the place. And sometimes they try to get some of the players to go out and have a little, when they do their year-end thing. So I would do them. I went to San Francisco, New York, Chicago, California, LA, San Diego. And I would just go all these places. But I had one rule. This is the only rule. If I go out there, I'm going to look around and see what nice golf course you got.
I knew it had to be golf.
You got to get me on it. So I got to play the Olympic Club. I got to play Pebble Beach. I went down to San Diego. I played Horton Park. So my whole, all this was about, meeting fans and doing stuff with them. But it was also getting to do things that I would never do, like go out and golf these nice places. So
that's a key. So anywhere to lure Leroy into doing something.
Yeah.
A nice golf resort.
Make sure it has a nice
resort,
golf course.
Not resort. Nice
course,
golf
no, of course.
course.
Golf course. Sorry.
I will definitely oblige and consider it. Now it's a little bit different though, because now so I'm going up to Michigan because me and my boy, we've been for 30 years, we've been going back and forth. If Michigan ever played Texas, well, Michigan plays Texas, right? So we're going to fly into Cleveland, drive to the game, and then go to the Cleveland game on Sunday.
Wait, now, hold on.
What?
They played in the national title game.
Not against Texas.
Who they played?
They played
Michigan played Texas.
Washington.
Oh, they played Washington. I'm sorry, Washington.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. They did. Oh, damn. I thought
Texas didn't make it in the playoff.
They did. They lost to Washington. They're the team that lost to Washington.
Okay.
Okay, that's right. So they're playing this year where? In Michigan?
In Michigan.
Oh, man.
The problem is I'm scared because Michigan got like losing 12 guys is not the same as losing 12 drafted guys. Right?
There's a difference.
That means that you had a team that was so good that the next level handpicked 12 of the guys. Right? And I'm more than sure there wasn't no backups. So how you going to replace that? So it's not that I don't think they can. I love what Shamar Moore did when his weeks off. He was still aggressive. Everybody seemed to be on board with what he was doing, but now it's his show. No, it's different when you filling in for somebody and it's your show.
Well, you can exert more of the things you want when
Right.
it's your show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So in the next couple of days, here's what we're going to get. The Tua stuff is going to pick up, and I'm going to get mad. Right?
Tobin, Leroy, I asked Tobin this, right before he left. Do you think the Dolphins, like, you know how the Cowboys love all that, the stories, as long as it's, traffic and everything like that. Do you think that the Dolphins might want to do that and then sign them like Tuesday, tomorrow night or Wednesday, and just no more of that story anymore? You just get that story out the way, because you cannot go into a training camp with this lingering.
And here's what happens though. Here's what I'm if it does linger, right? It's a situation that presents itself in the team's own doing, right? And like the season is already hard, and you're going to already have situations and circumstances that you're going to have to answer to. Why would you be the reason why one of these situations is presented and have a player put under that fire all year? Because they're not going to see Chris Greer or the owner, or they can all go stand upstairs and look out the window. They don't have to talk. But Tua's there every day, and he finds himself, and I think what probably the most frustrating thing for Tua is he's got to answer for everybody else that's part of that, right? He's got to answer, well, what is the team doing? Or he's got to answer, well, what did Mike do? Or they're the only point of contact in the whole situation is Tua.
I feel, and you know what? I was thinking about it, right, during one of these breaks. I really feel sorry for Tua.
Because he has done nothing wrong.
He's not done anything wrong.
Yeah.
I think we've looked at this guy under such a microscope from the first time we ever knew who he was, because he was the backup quarterback, came in a national title game between Alabama and Georgia, replaced Jalen Hurts, won the national title for Alabama, right? And Nick Saban. So therefore, he went to a university that he will either love or hate, but this very talked about. He played under a coach that you either love or hate in college, but he's talked about, right, and he's polarizing, right?
Yeah.
He played for Alabama. Not his fault. He's a great player. He got recruited. He went to Alabama. At Alabama, everybody was saying he was going to be the number one pick. Then he got hurt. So then now there's questions about his health, right? Got drafted number 5 by the Dolphins. And then the whole fiasco with Flores. It's almost as if this guy who doesn't do anything but gets shrapnel, but he gets shrapnel from other people's thoughts and views, and it somehow formulates some exact opinion about him that nobody really has.
Yeah, it's, you know what I call it? I tell my wife all the time. I say, I am a passenger in my own life, right? So I'm just sitting here mind my business, and shrapnel goes by and stories come by and stuff like that. And that's what Tua is. Tua is just, he's sitting there and watching the story of his life, and he really doesn't have a say-so in it. There's more people around him that have more of an impact on what's going to happen to him than him. It sucks. But, here's what I know about what I've seen from Tua. You ain't going to break him. It ain't going to never be a circumstance or a situation where he's on that field and you think mentally he's not into it, right? I used to tell people, there ain't nothing on this football field that could happen to me that's worse than what happened to me growing up. Nothing. So, okay, right? It's just part of who I was, right? I think Tua has some of that because he knows how to keep it internally. He knows how to just keep it moving. But here's what teams do, right? They misconstrue that smile for weakness, right? They think, oh, Tua's so nice and he's so sweet that we can just run over him. Do you want a company guy or you don't? Do you want a culture guy or you don't? Right? Because you brag about having a culture guy and those are the first guys you screw over. So I can't get mad when people say, oh, this guy's this and this guy's that and he's not getting his money. I can't be mad at him because I see the other side of what they're dealing with. That the company guy doesn't get taken care of. The company guy doesn't get the contract.
Nice guys finish last.
And you know what? I don't believe that.
Or good guys.
I don't believe you have to be a jackass to be successful. There's a lot of people that think that.
But here's the thing. But Leroy, he doesn't. I mean, even if he acts like a jackass, if he wins, nobody remembers him being a jackass. Like
right.
Because nobody remember when Lamar was saying.
But he will. See, because
that's the thing.
Here's what I say. The one thing that I've been my whole life is me. Nobody has ever come to me and say, you being anything else. If you talk to somebody I knew 30 years ago, if you talk to somebody you knew in high school, you guys could all have conversation and you always say the same thing about me, right? And I value that. Like the circumstances of my life aren't going to change who I am, right? So what you're asking Tua to do is, you know what, just for the circumstances of what he's in right now, be somebody different than who you are.
I get it.
I know it.
It's tough, you know. Like,
right.
Listen, I live by that whole line. You are who you were before you got here.
Right.
So I get that.
Right.
But
I know.
Sometimes people force your hand into something that you're not, that you got to let them know. Sometimes you got to step out and show people.
Here's what they're doing, Vlad. They're taking his kindness
for weakness. And he's going to show out and, he's going to step out and show him. That's what I'm like. I get that point. Like, don't take my kindness for weakness.
But you know how I would show him? Go out there, ball out, do what you do. And then when they ask to come back and offer you the deal you want and say no, then you go like this. Yesterday's price ain't today's price.
No, it's not.
Right? And you just he should never have this kind of leverage. Right now, he has the ability to go out and determine his future. And it could impact everybody on his team. And it's not on Tua.
But that's what I'm saying. The franchise is messing around with the future of their franchise.
Yeah.
With taking so long to make this decision.
Right. And maybe we go home and turn on TV and they have a deal. Because guess what? Jordan Love has played a quarter of the time that Tua has played, and he's holding out. He sat for 3 years, right? He played for half a year.
Yeah, he played for 3, yeah.
He played for half a year, and he's holding out. Like, y'all want that? Do y'all want that? Because that's where it's getting to. That's where if you don't handle your business as an organization, then players are not going to treat you like an organization. They're going to treat you like a business transaction. And I'm going to get mine, and I'm going to do everything I can to get mine because you're going to try to do the same to me. But anyway, let's get the hell out of here.
That is the show for today.
I got things to do. I got to beat this rain.
You're right. We
telling you it has not stopped.
Howard, we got to go up north. Yes.
We're going up north. That's right where the rain's going.
So, yes.
Everybody be safe.
Join us tomorrow.
Yep. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, guys.
We'll all be here tomorrow.